Flipping hell, I need to remember to unmute that before I unmute it in the software. Because otherwise it makes a loud clicking noise. Oh, hi everybody. I am knackered because I've just had to walk home very quickly in the really quite sweltering heat out there. Because it is quite hot in this part of the country at the moment. Yeah, if you're anywhere within West Yorkshire, then you'll know it's not been so good around here, and now it's really, really nice. So, yeah, I am sweltering. But it's fine. I've also just been to a friend's leaving do because he just left work. So that's why I'm late. I apologise deeply and sincerely. Okay. I did put out the warning on Twitter. You should totally follow me on Twitter if you're not already, and then you'll get all the notices and you'll know exactly what's going on. Anyway, what we're playing tonight? Well, I realise I start nearly every stream like that. What are we playing tonight? Well, and then I say I better get it started up because I haven't yet. And I'll always say it'll probably become clear as soon as you hear the music. It's something that I've been in the mood for weeks, shall we say. Let's just transition over to it. There he is. The old PlayStation. Yeah. It's a long, long walk up to my car from work. Anyway. Shh. Can't talk through this bit. Well, I suppose I have to talk a bit because then it doesn't look like I'm just vacantly leaving dead air. Like some people do. There he is. Man of the hour. Indeed, man of the several hours. This orange creature has become my best friend lately. You know, I'm just going to leave it running because we need to see the cutscene and it'll come on if we leave it. I suppose I'll talk and then when it comes on, I'll stop talking. How about that? Yeah. You know when you sort of go... Oh, never mind. It started. Come on then, let's see the cutscene. We need to know how it starts.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron.
Will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant.
He was definitely not saying that with that lip
Quickly,
movement.
into the vortex. Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready.
He's not ready.
See what it could do. Failure again. Capture him. Uh-oh. Prepare the female bandit.
I mean, I suppose it got the message across succinctly. After a fashion. Let's just press the start button. And then I shall talk. So, yeah. Thing with video games and I suppose media in general, well I suppose anything, it sort of ebbs and flows, doesn't it? So what happens with me is I'll have an obsession with a thing for months and then I'll just go off it like doom and spend some time with various things before jumping onto something else and have an obsession with that for months and then doom. And at the moment it's Crash. Because, well, I suppose it's because I went to France a couple of months ago. Well, yeah, a couple of months ago, and there was a PlayStation there with a CRT, and I had my copy of Crash Team Racing with me, so yeah, I was just playing that. It was the only game that I really sort of fancied playing, to be honest, so I played Crash Team Racing for a lot of that holiday. Not tons of it. Obviously, I spent some time with my family, but yeah, my evenings were spent with Crash Team Racing. And so I sort of got into a bit of a crash mood. And of course, I only played that really because I knew that Nitro Fueled was coming soon, so I wanted to get back in the swing of things, and get back in the swing I did. And then Nitro Fueled came out last week? And man, it is so good. And the problem is, it's in my brother's house, so I can't really play it all that often. By it, I mean the Xbox One is at my brother's house. So I have the game, he has the console. Not exactly the best of situations, but you know, I'm kind of I only got it because I want to tide me over until it comes out on PC, basically, which will probably be next year. Same deal with Spyro. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. So I'm on a crash kick now, and this is something that I've wanted to do for a long, long while, and I thought, well, since I'm in a crash mood, now's the time. It's time to 100% Crash Bandicoot. And this won't be the first time I've done it. In fact, it'll be the second and a half time. Right, good. Once again, I'm doing the very professional thing of chatting to my friend while streaming. That's good, isn't it? Okay, so let's begin. And I realised, because I've been playing this on, well, I brought a CRT home from France, and I've been playing the PAL version of this on the CRT, because playing on a CRT, it's just magical. I mean, there's input lag here, and there's not supposed to be input lag with the setup that I'm using, and yet there is just the slightest little bit of input lag. It's noticeable. When I'm playing on the CRT, there's none. It's flipping mind-blowingly smooth and clean. It's just clean. That's how I would describe it. It's clean to play. It's always a good game when it gives you a one-up straight off the bat. And it looks so good. It looks real. It looks like you're really there. And that's something that this crappy monitor that I have can't really capture, because the blacks aren't black and the colours are a bit, well, they're not quite right. Whereas on the CRT, they're just CRTs, man. Can't get enough of them. Once you go CRT, you never go back. Unless, of course, you're a modern individual who uses modern technology, which would be sensible, but, you know, CRTs, man. They are the ultimate display technology, and I don't know why we ever got rid of them. Probably because they draw tons of power. And largely inefficient, very space hogging. Yeah. There's reasons, but also CRTs rock, and there should be a modern equivalent. Oh wait, there's OLED. Look, CRTs, man, they're great. Down with input lag. So yeah, the point I was making was that I had discovered a really easy way to do this level because, and I'll demonstrate what I mean. Since we're going for 100% completion, that means all the gems. And if you've played Crash before, but you might not have played the first one, then you'll know that gems are acquired by getting every crate, right? Except in the first one, you have to get every crate and not die. Now, yeah, that might seem easy. I mean, Crash, not the most difficult game. I mean, Warped isn't the most difficult game. Warped's kind of easy. 2, again, you can probably get into it, quite accessible. First one, though, boy oh boy, hardcore. Right? So, if I just go around here, there's a bit of backtracking involved. I think the case is the same in Warped, and a few levels in 2 as well. Yeah. Up until recently, I thought the way that you got past this was just to jump on every crate. And you have to painstakingly tap the forward button and get across every crate without falling down. There's an easier way. If I don't fall down by hitting the rock. You'll notice that I actually left a crate back here before. Okay, that's not a good start. Look at me. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm really good at this game. Not first time I've done it, you know. Look, I never claimed to be a genius. Yeah, come on, Crash. Get your ass out of bed. I will point out, and in my defence, that in the PAL version, Crash can actually jump a bit higher. So, if I miss any jumps that look like they should have been easy to take, that's why. Don't blame me. Which is actually is introducing an interesting anomaly because, you know them crates that have 10 Wumpas in them, the stripy crates, and yes, they are Wumpas. Not apples or mangoes or anything like that. Yeah, the stripy ones that have 10 Wumpa fruit in them and you have to bounce on them. Sometimes in the PAL version you can't actually do that because if you go too long between bounces then it just breaks. And sometimes that happens if you're just bouncing on top of them in the PAL version. Which is kind of funny, and it's to do with him having a slightly higher jump, I think. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? You can jump on the tortoises and they'll let you can jump off them again, sort of bounce on them. Oh, grab that crate. Now, here's a question. Are they crates or are they boxes? Big question of the day. Yep, let's just clear out the crates in here and then just checking there's none off screen, 'cause sometimes there are. Good. Saves a bit of effort. Right. As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by that stupid death, I'll be careful this time. You'll note. Come on, where is it? There it is. You will note that I left a crate here. It's an Aku Aku crate. If you get 3 Aku Akus, this happens. Now, there's a reason I left it there. It's because if you, I mean, you probably could do it, but the thing is, you've got crates that you need to destroy, and they slow you down a bit. So if you do it like this, then you can just go straight here, and then you run across, and it breaks all the crates. So you don't need to do all that jumping jiggery pokery, and you can just go straight to the end without dying, first time, and get a perfect straight away. So that's a good start. Yay! Oh, I've already got a save file. When did that happen? How long has it been able to blink? It doesn't blink on the PAL version. What a con. Well, I'll save it in the second slot then. That's fine. I must have played 1 level because that's only a 2% completion. Oh, maybe I'd played 2 levels then. I don't know. Jungle Rollers. You can't get the gem straight away in this because you need a gem from later on. However, you can get the bonus. I always go backwards for some reason, even though I know that there's only like 1 or 2 levels where there are crates behind you. There we go. And straight in with the invincible. Through the TNT. Of course, this level is supposed to introduce you to the concept of TNTs, I guess, but if you've got invincibility, then you're not going to learn about TNTs. So I just picked up a... Oh, balls. Didn't time that right. Well, that's fine. Problem with the invincibility is it makes you run a little bit faster, which can throw you off a bit. So that's... I mean, I'm not complaining. Oh, don't drop out, you stupid signal. So, yeah. There is a green little floaty gem there, and it disappears when you get close to it, because I need the green gem from a later level. Which is a bit tragic. So I can't do this one. Can't get the gem here yet. But that's okay. A lot of them you can't do it. I mean, mostly the ones on the first island you can't do it. Oh, I didn't do that very well at all. Again, slight difference in jumping. Plus input lag. I mean, I can blame that. I'm allowed to blame the input lag. Because it isn't the best. Even though the hardware I'm using is supposed to be totally lag free. I suspect it's to do with the software though. Hard to tell. Of course, the official software that comes with my capture card is even laggier than OBS's, so you just gotta take what you can get. It's also been sort of knocked down to 30 FPS. I mean, it should be playing at 30 FPS, but the capture card's picking up 60. So, by rights, it should be a 60 FPS signal. It's only using half the frames. So, that might be a contributor. Right, let's move on. Plant. So yeah, the bonus just gives you a save. That's about all it does. In the later games, you might know that you do get crates from it, and you have to get all the crates in there to get 100%. But not in this one. The crates are largely superfluous in the bonus levels. I missed 3 boxes. Tragical. I knew I would because there's no way for me to get them as yet. But at least I saved. And of course, yeah, in the later games you can just save when you want. This one you can't. You gotta save when game says you can save. Now, I remember this level being quite tricky to get past when I was little. In fact, I know the exact point that I got stuck when I was little because I mentioned playing the PAL version earlier on my actual PS1 through a CRT. I feel I need to stress that part. It's important. I found my old save game from back in the day, and I just continued on from that one, which was kind of cool. Well, I mean, of course it would be on there because it's still the same memory card as I was using back in 2001. The one that I lost for ages. Yeah, I've told that story about Spyro. It's fine. You don't need to hear it again. Interestingly, Spyro Crash seems to move a little bit faster when he's spinning in this version. I note. That could throw me off. Ugh. Are you kidding me? I don't even know why I did that, because I can't even get the gem on this level. I just wasted a lot of time. Come on. What am I playing at here? Ugh. Right, where are we? Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say in the loading screens. I just use that time to check the chat and check Twitter as well. Because, you know, finger on the pulse and all that. I can't check Twitter during the day, so I have to do it in the evening. Which is probably why I don't have a huge Twitter following, because nobody ever sees my stuff. Yeah. The moving faster when spinning, I'm going to have to get used to that. It could potentially help, in fact. Maybe. Does it affect you jumping? Let's just try it. Right, so there's that. It looks like you might jump a bit further, but you don't jump quite as high. It's tricky. I feel like there is a trick in there, though. I feel like there's some breadth to it. I'm also interested that the checkpoint seems to have a number 1 on top of it, or something. Yeah, you go faster while you're airborne as well when you spin. That's very strange. Okay. Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to. Which is weird because I know I mentioned that this isn't the first time I've 100%ed it. The first time was actually, funnily enough, on holiday. Yeah. Don't worry, I don't spend all my time gaming while I'm on holiday. That's what being at home's for. But yeah, I took my... I don't think I'll have had my PSP that long when we went on that holiday. So I took that with me, and I had a load of PlayStation games on it, including Crash, and 100%ed it on that holiday using this this NTSC ROM. That was amusing. So, obviously it's doable. I think on my PlayStation, on my PAL version, it is about 80 something %. Might even be 90 something, I don't know. But I kept forgetting that the lab is a level, and the lab is a bit of a pain in the ass. But I already kind of know which levels are going to be difficult, just because I remember them. And funnily enough, Slippery Climb isn't one of them. If you know about Slippery Climb, you may be thinking, oh boy, that's a tough level, but that's an easy one. You can't skip this screen, by the way. You miss them boxes, you know about it. You gotta sit through the whole thing. Alright, boulders. I think you might be able to get the gem straight away on this one. Let's find out. I love the Wumper arrow, that's good. As if you didn't know which way you were going. I love the music on this level. Something that bothers me, actually, and we'll probably play the Insane Trilogy in the in the future at some point. Because now I'm on this path, I've got to do all 3. And maybe Crash Team Racing as well. Though that is really tough. For different reasons. But yeah, something that bothers me in the Insane Trilogy. If you've played Crash 2, there's boulder levels in that. Very cool boulder levels with great music still. But when you get to this point and the boulder hits the wall, Crash is sent flying, and it's a nice little scene. It adds, it's just another bit of attention to detail, and they took that out of Insane, which is bizarre. Don't know why they would do that, considering they've got the technology to do it, no doubt. I mean, obviously they do, because they could do it on the PS1. It's just an animation, and yet they didn't do it. Oh my goodness, this boulder... No! Now that's interesting. How come that boulder managed to catch up with me? One of the problems of playing on a real PS2 is the fact that you've got to deal with the real PS2 D-pad. And the D-pad on the PS2 controller, and indeed the PS1 and the PS3 controller, not the best D-pad in the world. Although I'm not entirely sure what the best D-pad in the world is. GameCube one, a lot of people say the GameCube pad is like the best pad ever made, and it's not a bad pad. Come on. Fortunately, if you die before the first checkpoint, then you're okay. That was just me testing out the spin. It's fine. Once again, I never claim to be the best at this game. I just know that if I can get a bit more... Okay. That was the input lag there. I'm blaming the input lag. What was I even saying? I was saying something important. I know that you can jump mid-spin because I've done it. Oh! Ooh! God, that's probably killed me. No, it's fine. Oh jeez, I've totally lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah! The GameCube pad is a good pad, and a lot of people will agree with that. However, the D-pad on it isn't great. I'm probably going to get disagreed with on that front. If I was ever to ever come across any fervent fans of the GameCube pad, they'd probably say to me, actually, the D-pad's the best thing in the world, and I'm going to disagree with you on that because it's a bit thin and fiddly. The best D-pad I've ever come across. I'm just trying to think of all the game controllers I've used. Never used a Saturn pad, so I'm not sure what the D-pad's like on that one. The one on the Mega Drive pad looks god-awful. Does not look like fun at all. But, once again, I've never really used that, so I can't comment on its usability. It might be great, it just looks bad. It looks squishy and wrong. Right, have I done it? Has he done it, ladies and gents? I have, excellent. So that's 2 down. We're on a roll here. D-pads. The one on the Wii is just a means to an end. Xbox One D-pad. That's good. Nice and clicky. Moves about as you would expect. Perhaps the directions themselves are a little bit far apart, maybe, but and it is. I'm just trying it now. It's kind of easy to hit the other directions. The problem with the PS2 one is there's a big gap in the middle, and your thumb skin gets stuck in it, so you end up with well, yeah, there's probably need calluses to deal with that. But you know, that is what we go through. Of course, it's not as bad as because I went to a Mario Kart thing recently with a friend, and there were some speedrunners there. Speedrunners that were trying to sort of butter me up and to be a Super Mario Kart speedrunner. I'm like, come on, I don't care enough about this game. I don't even speedrun the games that I like. And I like Super Mario Kart, but not that much. I like it a bit. I think he was just impressed because I had the Japanese version on my Super NT. But yeah, whatever. But he had a proper callus on his thumb because he spent so much time playing Super Mario Kart. And again, the D-pad on the SNES, not really great. It's very squishy. Oh my, you move so much quicker when you spin on this. That doesn't happen on the PAL version. If it weren't for the frame rate, the PAL version would be my preferred version. But I mean, might as well get that 30. I wonder if the changes in the PAL version, I wonder if they carry over to the Japanese. And what am I doing? Japanese version. Oh, God. I'm dying every level. What's going on here? That's because I wasn't concentrating. It's poor. It's poor. Apologise. You're going to see that loading screen a lot, by the way. But yeah, this spinning's going to proper throw me off. Because you just get a boost of speed. And so you've got to plan for it. Like that jump there, I wouldn't have even given it a second thought in PAL, but this one, I mean, I suppose the jumps are lower, so you're going to account for it somehow, but yeah, that's not good. But yeah, I wonder if the changes to the PAL version carry over to the Japanese one, because that might be the one to play. Only problem with that is, I haven't played it, so I'm just going by what I've read. But apparently when you get an Aku Aku crate, who's the mask if you're not aware, it gives you a hint every time, and that's not really something that I need. And I wouldn't know how to turn them off because I can't read Japanese, which is tragedy because I like playing Japanese games. So maybe I should get my ass in gear and start learning it. Right, let's not mess around this time. There we go, that's good. Ah, yeah, I can't even get the gem on this level either because I need the orange thing. Which I seem to recall is kind of easy to get. It's on, which level is it on? Oh, I think it's on Toxic Waste, man. What a flipping level that is, jeez. I don't know why I'm doing this in this particular way. I could just spin them. Bouncy, bouncy. Let's see how many I can get in a row before falling down. Probably this will be... Oh, no. No. I didn't think I'd be able to reach that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to reach the lives. That was not bad. Keep you uppy, Crashy. You know, I should actually go back and look at my original videos. I might probably do that at the end of the stream. That'll be interesting because I did... Let's just check when I did the videos on these originally. YouTube.com/C/ Oh, cripes. I'm still in the level, aren't I? I'll have a look. I've just loaded up the page. Let's. That's Crash Bandicoot in basic. Yeah, and there's another load of gems there. This input lag is gonna really do me a disservice. Okay, let's have a look. Crash. I did actually play all 3 Crash games in sequence. Crash Bandicoot full playthrough, there it is. Oh, let's not play it, of course. 2015. That seems quite a bit later than I thought. July 2015. So it's almost exactly 4 years ago now. Jeez, 4 flipping years. How long have I been doing this goddamn channel? Jeez. But yeah, interestingly, yeah, there's a lot of problems with that video because oh god, yeah, I've just skipped to a section of it where I'm in a bonus level, and man, the emulator that I was using at the time, it was EPSXE. Blech, not good. Bad news emulator. It may have improved since then, but yeah, the problem with early PlayStation emulators is that... Oh, hang on, I've got to concentrate here. Some of the best music in the game as well. Can't do that with headphones on. Ow. There we go, yeah. Jump on his head. There we go. I lost a couple of Aku Akus. We got to see his crack though, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, early PlayStation emulators, when I say early, I mean from that era, so we're talking 2010-ish. They weren't bothered about accuracy, they were just bothered about playing the games. Which is fine, that's where you gotta start, but then they were sort of just did all these stupid hacks to try and make them a bit more modern and a bit more playable on modern systems. That's not how it should be done, I don't think. I think the best emulators... Well, we have some of the best emulators ever now. It's a good time to be playing retro games on emulators. Because we've got stuff like Mednafen and BeastNES, where they go for proper accuracy. You know, they do the correct aspect ratios, the correct resolution, and they do it down to the individual cycles on the processor, which is why they come to the term cycle accurate emulators. That's where it comes from, because they're emulating almost exactly what the processors do. And that's how it should be done, because you get a proper feel for how the game is supposed to be and how it was designed and what sort of circumstances it was designed under. Whereas the EPS XE, and the way I played it back then, it's in 1080p. Yeah, well, I think I was still using this same monitor back in 2015, in fact. It's in 1080p, and it's got widescreen hacks on it, and it's got all this bunk. But it can't even render 2D stuff properly, because there's a load of like black squares around pretty much every 2D asset in this game, including the text and some of the stuff in the backgrounds. It's not good. Down with random stupid hacks and silly PlayStation emulators that don't emulate a PlayStation, they just do what they want. Fortunately, we live in an age where you can get accurate emulation, and it's all good. Right. Okay, well that wasn't bad. Oh, here's a tricky bit. Here we go. Ready? The input lag's really going to do a number on me here. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Well, we don't have to wait around for this. Again, I'm fairly sure you need a gem for this level. I think as well, in that original video, I was moaning about the fact that the checkpoint didn't make the same noise as it did in Crash 3. Because that, I mean, I love that noise. Crash 3 is a fantastic soundscape. And this is as well. The music is just so atmospheric. It's a totally different feel, and something that they kind of failed to capture in Insane, which is a bit tragic. Because the music's a bit too upbeat, whereas in this it is proper like, well, you find it more in the later levels, but it's more ambient, and I think that works better for the sort of game this is. It's not, I don't know, just the way it is, the way it controls, the way it looks. The music, as it is here, fits a lot better for me. Again, it's mostly to do with atmosphere, and in the later levels they really are quite creepy, really. Right, well that was a bad call, wasn't it? Oh well, done it now. That's what I mean, if I was playing the PAL version I might not have got all 10 Wumpas out of that crate, it might have just broken. Sometimes it does. Come on. That's what I want! Ugh. Fine. Have it your way. No lives! Oh dear, no lives, Torna, come on. This always puzzled me as a kid, because she stood right there, and yet she's the end goal sort of thing. You've got to go and rescue her from Cortex. And that first cutscene is something that Insane really did a lot better, because Torna's actually got a bit of agency. And I know all these extreme feminist people, they band around the word agency and this and that. But yeah, Torna really is a likeable character now. Yeah, there we go. Like, you needed the blue gem for this. Which is awkward. I mean, you'd think you'd be able to just fall down on that pillar, because you can see the ground. You just can't, because the game says no. Yeah, Torna's actually a likeable character now, as opposed to just a trophy. And that's good. Better still, all the sort of, I guess for want of a better term, eye candy female characters, token female characters in Crash Team Racing. I think there was only one in the original who was actually playable. And in fact, I'm certain that same goes... Oh god, here we go. I didn't even check what level we were on. Here we go. So this is one that you can get without getting a gem, obviously, but it's a lot of memorising. It's a memory game. So I expect to fail this one once, and if I do, then it's fine. I'll come back to it and really grind it out. I mean, if I get it first time, then that would be lovely, but I'm not, because I've just missed that one. Yeah. And when I was talking about pain in the ass levels earlier, I mean, this one, I think is going to be generally okay. Don't think it's going to take too long. The one that's going to take a long time is the other hog level. but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, in the original Crash Team Racing, and I think in Crash Nitro Kart as well, there was only one playable female character, and that was Coco. And that was just the time that we were in. 2000, I mean, female characters were limited to Lara Croft. She was the only one who actually was... Her and... When was No One Lives Forever? When was that out? That wasn't for another couple of years, was it? But yeah, it wasn't until those games came out that people were like, oh, well, okay, maybe we can have female leads. Maybe. And then it wasn't until recently when people were like, okay, yes, we can definitely have female leads. Let's do it for every game. But yeah, so in Nitro Fueled, there's still not very many female playable characters. Again, you can't really do too much about that because you've got to take from the originals. However, all the eye candy trophy girls, I hesitate to say eye candy, but it's the best term I can think of, to be honest. They were just there. They weren't really there to do anything other than to look nice. That's not really what girls should be doing. They should be being people. They're actually playable races now, or they will be soon. I think as of July the 3rd, they will be unlockable races, which is great. I don't think I'll be playing as any of them, but I might do. I don't know. I might play as Tawna because she's going to be in it as well, which is great. And it's a shame that she wasn't in the original because she was one of the first characters in the game. Ooh, ooh, and we're also getting Pasadena Opossum, which apparently people want. I'm amazed by this. Again, we might talk about this more when we do the 100% of Crash Team Racing. That's probably going to be in the distant future, so I might as well talk about it now. Pasadena. We played Crash Tag Team Racing not too long ago, in fact. Because I wanted to... I don't care about that. I can't do this level without the red gem, so it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I can die a couple of times. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, we did Crash Tag Team Racing not too long back. And I discussed the characters on that, and yeah. The one thing that I remember about Pasadena is... This is the fastest little piece of Texas you'll ever see, or something like that. And my. Not somebody I really wanted bringing back, but that's just me. And apparently Crash fans at large want her back, as well as Von Clutch. And I'm like, what? Why? I mean, Pasadena, maybe I can just about understand she was not the worst character. She was just a bit of a flat character. You know, it's not the worst crime you can commit. But Von Clutch is flipping stereotypical borderline racist. Why would people want him back? He was never even anywhere near being a good character. If they bring back flipping Willy Wumper Cheeks, I'm gonna be so mad. And I know there's the argument, oh, you don't have to play as them. But if I was to go online and have to race against Von Clutch and Willy Wumper Cheeks, it's just like, come on. Do I want this in my life? Of course, they did bring back the one good thing about Tag Team Racing, that being Chick Gizzard Lips and Stu, the announcers, and they were ace. They really were the best part, and they're even better now. Stu is just like nutso. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the hat thing, at least not yet. Maybe they'll bring that back. But yeah, otherwise. Oh, of course, they brought back the carts as well from Tag Team, but they're just in the game. Look at this, you can cheat on this level. Run into the background. Has no benefit other than saving you some effort. There's no crates back there, but hey, you gotta take every little victory you can get in this game. Wonder what those things are attached to. Right, we gotta do this right. Here we go. Boing. Right, there's a bit here with these bouncy fire things, whatever they are. Well, there's 3 in a row, and it's kind of difficult to time it right because you've got to do it exactly on the mark. I think it's here. Yeah, there it is. There you go, look, and they start again. So if you're just a second late, you ain't getting past. You're gonna get a burnt little bottom. A burnt little bandicoot bottom. Ugh. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. The gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, might as well get the crates. Stuff in them. Lives. Balls. Okay. I remember being little and falling off these things so many times. Fortunately, this is good because this game never does anything more than twice. So you see one level, and then you see the same sort of level again, and that's it then. It's quite good. It means it keeps it fresh. Yeah. I'm quite excited by all the new content that's going to be coming to Nitro Fueled, because I know that Spyro's coming. That's good. That's very good. And I know that Baby T is coming as well, which hopefully means... I mean, I saw a screenshot, and I don't know if it was just like... What the hell happened there? Did you see that? I fell through that leaf. Damn input lag. What was I saying? I think that might have just been a visual bug, and I really did walk off the leaf. Yeah, there's going to be some interesting stuff. Yeah, I don't know if it was a screenshot of Dingo Canyon with stuff that I haven't quite seen because, you know, you can't really see everything while you're racing. But it looked quite a lot like the motorcycle levels from Warped. And so, I'm hoping that there's going to be a racetrack based on the motorcycle level from Warped. It would make sense, wouldn't it? It'd be a perfect level to do, I think. It's certainly a good idea. I mean, if you remember the racing in Warped, it's not exactly the best racing engine. Now, yeah, I'm really noticing the jump height now because you can quite comfortably make it between them two leaves in the PAL version, but in this version you can only just make it. Interesting. Yeah. Ah, right, here we go. So there's a bit here. Now, here's the switch crate, and you may be thinking, well, hey, what does that switch crate do exactly? Because if you were to go ahead here, you'd realise that it's actually not done anything ahead of you. But if you go back this way, hey, look down there. Whee! Dangerous game, but that's crash fire. Jump back up, and job's a good one. Because if you didn't do that, then you'd be scratching your head and thinking, where were them two crates that I missed? And I did that lots and lots of times before I thought to go back on myself. So now you know. And I think this is one where you can get the gem straight away. Now it seems like we've seen a pattern thus far. The ones where you can get the gem straight away have not had Torna heads on them. But this one does, so... But I'm pretty sure you can get the gem straight away here. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Right. Let's do this right. So I'll... No, just jump on it, whatever. Oh. Yeah, you really don't hop very high. I will just mention it doesn't really matter if you fail a bonus stage. The only thing you miss out on... Sorry, just counting this off. The only thing you miss out on is Wumpa Fruit, a couple of lives, and a save point. And if you go back to the level, then you will get another chance to do the bonus. You just can't restart it straight away. That's the only problem. But I don't know if it counts towards your 100%. You might be able to get through the whole thing without doing any bonus levels. Just don't know, because you can either save by a bonus or by getting a gem. So I'm really not sure on that front. It's an interesting one, and we'll have to... well, I mean... it doesn't seem worth going through all this effort just to test that out. Right, come on. Right, there we go. And yes, now. Let's see if... Well, there was no gem route to take, so... Where was that box? I'm going to do that again, because I want to know where that box is. Ripperoo, you can wait. Where are you, box? You're not back there. Okay, that's fine. Gotta find it. How can I missed one? Well, I got the bonus now, so I don't need to worry about doing that again. It might be, because sometimes they do this, they hide crates above the sort of screen fold. But I don't remember it being a thing on this level, and I've not long since done this one as well, so I can remember it fairly clearly, but we can only find out. Well, there's none there. How they usually do it is they put it above a box that's already there, so you can kind of bounce up to it. None there, okay. Nothing there. You'd see it as well, surely. Keep an eye out for loose crates. Cabbage crates over the briny. Nothing there, no. Even fish. Hup, and so forth. Here's the leaf jump that you can only just make, yep. It's not around here, is it? Go, 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 go. Leaf jump. Unless it didn't count the, God knows. Because there's that switch crate again. Wait for the leaf to respawn. There it is. I mean, maybe I moved away too fast for it to register that arrow had blown up. Yeah, so that's gone. Oh, hang on a minute, hang on, I know where it is. Can you tell where it is? Yeah? Can you see it? You might not be able to see it. I've ballsed this up. That's not there on the PAL version. I'm certain of it. In fact, yeah, that down there in the PAL version, I'm pretty sure that's gems down there that you have to watch. Oh no, it's not, because that's in upstream. Ah, oh, blinking heck. So I'm certain that's not there on the PAL version, because I would have known to look for it. Because, like I say, I've not long since done it on the PAL version. Oh, well, that was a bit of a useless invincibility, wasn't it? Goo! Blee! Rate. Swow. Well, at least I don't have to do it tons and tons of times like I did before. It's funny because I must have done it at one point and had just forgotten. Because it was on the PSP, man. It was a long time ago. How long ago was it, actually? I will have to check. I will still have the save file on my PSP somewhere. I did delete the game because I needed to make room for other games. And speaking of PSP, man oh man! The version of Outrun 2 on PSP is lovely. The only problem with it is, its frame rate is not good. It's not very smooth. But weirdly, some parts of it are smooth, and you think, well, why can't you do that for the whole thing? But you know, it is what it is. Right, let's jump. You might be thinking, hey, why did it just not hit the checkpoints? They count as crates, that's why. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. Let's go. I'll try it one more time and then move on and come back to it later. Because it should, by rights, be quite easy. I should really... Oh, did I really just do that? Oh, I forgot you can do that in this game. I didn't think I'd spun quickly enough for that to happen. Let's get up that thing really quickly and destroy the fish. Yeah, it would be sensible to run to the right. Then I can run over to the bouncy thing. Because if I'd done what I did, then I would have just fallen in the water anyway, because I would have been high and dry. Stranded, one might say. Right, come on. Come on, come on. As they kept saying in France, and now we've not stopped saying since. Buh, 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 Super. Wunderbar. Excellence. And again. This is going swell. Ah, oh. I was about to say, if you spin the monkey while it's rolling, then you get knocked about. I spun the monkey while he was rolling. I thought I'd caught him just in time that he'd stopped rolling. Okay, one more try, because that was just dumb. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna spin Aku Aku away this time. Not that Aku Aku can save me from such a grim fate as water. Although you kind of have to... The thing with this... And the thing I find with video games in general is that you kind of have to take some of it as representative. As in, not literal. Because Crash undoubtedly can swim. Because he fell out of the castle and was in the sea then. And, you know, swimming in the sea, not the easiest of tasks, especially if it's super, super deep. You don't exactly float to another island by accident and not be able to swim and survive it all, and then fall into the stream and not survive it. Now, I came to the realisation that Crash is actually probably the most non-violent big title there is. Because there really is no violence in it. The worst that you do to things is stomp on their heads. But I mean, what's that? They just disappear. There's nothing painful that ever happens to the characters that isn't comedic. The only exception being that when Crash drowns quite graphically in the later games. But sometimes he doesn't even do that. Sometimes he just falls in the water and then he's got a stupid expression on his face, which is great. I love it when that happens. Don't like it when he drowns quite graphically, but, you know, c'est la vie. Yeah, it's a 3D platformer thing. So, you kind of have to take it as representative. And the representation of him falling in the water and you losing a life kind of says to me, well, he's just getting swept away back to the start of the level, sort of thing. As opposed to dying, because maybe he doesn't die, maybe he just is in a situation where, oh god, well, I can't get back there very easily. Could better start again, and so that's what it is to me. So, like I say, you gotta take a lot of these things as representation, especially in a game like Civilization, where you've not literally got like 50-foot people digging mines and digging roads and fighting over giant cities, or very small cities as it were. Did I really just do that? Okay. If I keep making dumb mistakes like that... Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Let's just move on to Ripperoo and come back to it. Now that I know what I'm doing, it should be okay. But let's see one of my favourite characters in this whole franchise. Right, if I hit the big TNT here... Okay, that didn't move down quite as quickly as I hoped it would. Right, if I hit that there... This is just a timing game. Hit it now. There we go, hit him. I love the laugh. Right, where does he jump between now? Yeah, it's between the four. Oh no, it's in like a T shape, isn't it? Yeah, that should hit him. So it's just when he's next to it. Right, okay. Does he jump to this one? Oh, it's just going to the diamond. Now, come on, got him! Ooh, he nearly fell on me there. Ripper. God, I just love Ripperoo. It doesn't really do much in this game. It just jumps around, but man, what a great character. Lost City, here we go. Now, at this point, the game starts... Ah, right, here's an interesting experiment. You see, this is how you... Oh, sorry, just punched the mic. This is how you can tell the difference between the jumping height in PAL and NTSC, because here, in the PAL version, you can jump over these crates. You can't do it in NTSC. So the difference is minor, because weirdly you can jump this way, but you can't jump back over the crates, which I find a bit bizarre. But yeah, beyond this point the game starts to get hardcore. It doesn't. It stops messing around with these silly little, oh, let's go up the stream and have a fun time levels. No more fish. No more silly tribesmen and tortoises. Well, there's a few more tortoises. No more monkeys. You know, we're onto bats. We're onto bats that can destroy you and ruin your day. Crates that you can't really see all that well. And this is what I mean by the atmospheric music just really adding to it. I mean, the sunset. Oh yeah, there's a switch crate back there as well. You wouldn't have known about it if I hadn't told you, I imagine. Or if you didn't already know, and I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. Well, of course, unless you played the game. And it activates that crate right there. I cannot reach. But I can spin it away. Cheers, game. It's alright. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to die at some point on this level because it's the Lost City. And these are some of the hardest... Crap. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can do it in one run. No death. Maybe I should try a no death run for the whole game. My god. And I have to... It's well, yeah, it'd be hardcore Iron Skull, wouldn't it? I don't know if there is an equivalent in Halo. In fact, there isn't, because you can just restart the game whenever. Or just restart from the level you were on. So, you know, it's not really a thing. But yeah, there's a thing in Halo called the Iron Skull. And if you have the Iron Skull activated, because the skulls are like gameplay modifiers for campaign missions and for Firefight as well, which is like the Horde mode, survivally sort of thing. And the Iron Skull makes it so that if you die, you have to restart the whole level from the beginning. Now the thing with the Halo levels is that they can be quite long. Yep, there's the switch crate. They can be very long, in fact, especially if you're playing Legendary and with other gameplay modifier skulls on. So yeah, it's it can be a less than good time. I don't know how you're supposed to do it with Iron Skull turned on. Right, let's get that life. It's fine. I don't need to walk across this thing anyway. Right, let's destroy the lizard before he gets in the way. You always have to check in these little back corridor things as well, in case there's crates. Okay, I gotta tell you something. I pressed the spin button in advance. Input lag! It strikes again. That should be a video game. The Revenge of Input Lag. Because you don't really get it nowadays, do you? Input lag is not a thing as it was. I mean, I suppose you'd get it a little bit if you were playing a game on a HD television that didn't quite support the resolution of the game that you were playing. Probably most prevalent in if you're playing a RetroPie or something like that. But for the most part, if you got a HD TV, you're probably playing on it with a device that supports 1080p output, and the TV will support 1080p input. So there's not going to be any scaling or anything like that. So your input lag woes are over. But if you're playing old games, then input lag is a reality, and it's quite a harsh one. Also, these bats are a lot faster in... well, they're not faster, but they sort of arrive a lot faster. They're a lot more frequent than in PAL. It's fun sort of noting the differences between the two. Because I think that life there I would have been able to reach in PAL as well. And I would have been able to get across that gap in PAL without more bats coming. It's interesting. That's why I've been hitting him every time. There we go, look, beauty. Saved myself a bit of effort there. Lizard. Well, the lizard has caused me problems now. Okay, maybe it's the lizard that I hit before. Because the lizard seems to be deadly. A deadly lizard. I'm pretty sure you don't need any gems for this level. You don't need any prerequisite gems. It's a bit irritating. It's a bit of a tease, isn't it, that they put a bounty crate there, but you can't use it because you need to break it in order to get 100% crates, and you wouldn't really go over there if you weren't going to break it, sort of thing. This D-pad is... Yeah, I really need to time that because that input lag, man. If you were here and playing it like I am, then you would be agreeing with me. And I know I keep going on about it. It really is difficult. Listen, this is when I press the button. That was stupid of me, wasn't it? Fortunately, I didn't get a checkpoint, so I don't have to restart the level. But yeah, you can really hear that there is a massive input lag. I seem to recall reading somewhere though that they programmed it in on purpose. Now they can't have done because there is none on the PS1 through a CRT. I must stress that again. CRTs really do make all the difference. Oh come on! I've landed on top of him. Them lizards really are hardcore. They don't brook no nonsense. To use a classic Yogscast quote. Oh come on! I missed some one-pie. There we are. These bats really are a lot more frequent. Funnily enough, if you kill the master bat, both master bats, the other ones, well, they stop coming, but for some reason they also turn into Wumpa Fruit. It's a bit strange. Okay. Watch for the exclamation mark. There it was. Let's just destroy that thing. There we go. Get the embryo head. I'll have to discuss this when we get to it, but I'm not certain that the embryo heads actually do very much. I'm not used to them arriving so quick. Stop it, you silly bats. Wah. Right, onto the thing. Okay, don't know. I kind of did. Right, let's get rid of the lizard because he seems to be causing a lot of problems. Let's get rid of the bats now before I go and get them crates. There we go. Now I can destroy them in peace. Fine, good. Oh, here we go. Oh, God! I thought he was going to do. These guys think they're all that, these lizards. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness, that was a bad situation to be in. Don't do that. Going to follow any piece of advice today, it's not to do that. Funnily enough, the insane physics are modelled after the NTSC version, which they would be. But this, I feel like they should let you pick which one you want. Right. Oh, that was a tricky jump. But it's fine. It's a necessary one. Yeah, I kind of wish you could play PAL physics on Insane. There's probably a mod for it. And because of the way the levels sort of load in on this, it doesn't actually make effect or take effect until you get close to the crates that you've just switched on. Which I always found kind of funny. And by always, I mean as of, like, a couple of weeks ago. Here we go. This is the embryo bonus round. So they are remarkably difficult. Lots of TNTs and things. Rather evil, as Embryo himself is. You get a few lives. But other than that, you don't get anything from them. There's no save point. You just get dumped back into the level, so I really don't get the point of them. They're a bonus level where you don't get much in the way of bonuses. Because, I mean, it's not like lives are hard to come by in this game. Right, let's just ignore the red lizard. Because the red lizard is a cheeky beggar. Here he is, look, here he is again. Come on, mate. Think you're hard, do you? Watch, I will have needed him now. There's a lizard later on that you need to... Oh, goodness, that was bad move, bad move, bad move. Fine move. Good move. Alright, let's get the timing down before I run for it. Go. Gah! Sorry, guys. I really do need to work out the timing before I go for that jump. Because that is a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But the rest of it, I've got down pat. I'm gonna keep an aku around. You know, I'm not gonna fall off. I'm not gonna get killed by bats or by dirty lizards. Look at him down there. Thinks he's all that. He's about as all that as a little speck of dust on the ground. That's what he is. A dirty, sweaty lizard. But he's... And these bats... Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh! Right, yeah, I've got the switch crate. I don't even think I need it anymore. Alright, so it doesn't count the embryo level as being done then. Because there's no save point, so it wouldn't even know that I've done it. By rights, I suppose. Unless it's saved that particular fact in RAM, which it hasn't. Can you imagine that data just being called facts? Right, just run for it. There is no point in running along the top of that thing. Get rid of the Liz. Hey! Well, so much for my plan. I feel naked. Oh, look, Wumpa fruit. They end up in awkward places like that as well. You can't get to them, just float around. Right. Here comes an all that lizard. Here we go. Boing! Right, let's fall down here. There we go. That's easy to get through. But I really do need to nail down that pattern of that one that's like 3 long. Yeah. When I said these are some of the hardest levels in the game, and by these I mean this and its sister level, which we will get to, and I will discuss that at length. At length it will be discussed. By moi. By the way, yeah, I remember years ago, I remember the reason why I kept getting stuck on this level, because I kept trying to do that switch crate, and kept falling into the fire underneath it instead. My reflexes obviously weren't terribly good back then. But yeah. Let's save that. Here comes Mr. Red. And here comes the pointless bonus level again. Meh. Might as well do it now that we're here. Whee. And it doesn't affect your gem or anything. But you get 1-ups from it still. I've already got them though. I was under the impression that once you got the 1-ups once, they didn't respawn, and yet here we are. Bye bye, Brio. Go and blow yourself up. Well done. Oh, water. Yum yum, delicious fruit. I really love the sound of collecting loads of fruit at once. I mean, just collecting the sound of the sound of one fruit being collected is lovely. The sound of many fruit being collected at once is just gorgeous. It's just like, ah, you feel very accomplished. Oh God, that was a bad idea. Right, again. Maybe I'll go back to upstream and try and do that. Or up the creek, whatever it's called. Yeah, let's go back to up the creek and then come back to the Lost City, because, you know, we need to shake this up a bit. I can't just keep doing the same level over and over. Right. No messing around this time. Let's get that gem, because I really do need a save point. Ripperoo was such a tough boss that I need to save. And the Lost City is not an easy level. Powie goes the fish. Blech. Yeah, you can snap at me all your light, Buster. I'm still getting through. Wonder what that plant has against me. Right, let's not make the same mistake with Monkey Boy. Let's just take it easy. My headset wasn't quite on my ear then, so that was a bit strange. I sounded suddenly very, very clear and crisp. Right. Let's not take any undue risks. There we go, that was a lovely, lovely sound. Okay, and boing. Nice. Let's get rid of Monkey Man. Oh, right, yeah. It's timing. No, no, no! Oof. And go, good stuff. Right, I was like running across these leaves as well. Whatever they are, pads. Pad things. They're not lily pad because they're wrong shape. They're like big clover leaves. Right, now let's go to the right. Oh, what? Where is it? Where was it? Where actually was that crate? It was there before. It was in the same place. I'm sure it was. Come on, I can do this. This should not be so difficult. It's just that one crate that's causing all the trouble. Right, here we go. Whoa, closeness. Close, close, close. Right. I really should try the Japanese version and see if it's any different. Right, let's get rid of Monkey Boy. You kinda miss being able to slide in this game, I must admit. As much as this is my favourite of the Crash games, Crash himself does feel kinda stodgy. When you compare him to, well, mainly 2. I think that had the best moveset, because 3 just got a bit much. And the tornado spin is not much fun to use. It just feels kind of like you're dragging, but again, we'll discuss that when we get to it. Now I'm on this path, we're not coming off it for a while. I mean, I've been on this path for a good long while now, on and off. So, and I've still yet to play the Game Boy Advance games. Yeah, that's another kettle of fish that we need to dive into. Right, I've hit the switch crate. You see, once I go across, I mean, I suppose I could bounce back up. If I don't get it first time, I'll bounce back up. What?! I have no idea what happened there. I just fell through nothing. That was weird. So you've got to act fast on information that you don't have. Man, I am getting so fed up of doing this bit of level now. If I don't get it this time, once again, I should just move on and try and do the Lost City again. I can do the Lost City. I just need to not rush through it. I just need to take my time with it. As with every level in this game, I mean, there is no time limit. It's not like Mario when you are time. I mean, it's Mario 64. You're not timed, are you? But yeah, a lot of platformers you are timed, and in this you're not. You know, there's no rush. I ain't speedrunning this. Goodness knows I ain't speedrunning this, especially not 100% speedrun. Bye oh bye. That would not be funs. But yeah, there's undoubtedly a ton of glitches and bugs and warps and crap people can do to speedrun this. I've never actually watched a Crash 1 speedrun. But I seem to recall the sort of time that people are doing is about an hour, so it's not really all that fast, is it? That's just normal gameplay. That's not the sort of speed you get if you're warping around everywhere like in Deus Ex. I mean, if you watch a speedrun of that game, that's just beautiful. And the guy that plays it, who's like, just like, yeah, I've just played Deus Ex, that's all I do. I even look like a Deus Ex character. But then there's the other guy, I think I'm not sure where he's from somewhere in Europe, right. It happened again! Right, screw this flipping level. Can somebody tell me what's happening down there? Because I just fall off nothing. Right. Let's do the Lost City. Is it because I'm just spinning on the pad? I mean, why would that kill me? I'm just falling down for no reason. Right, come on, Liz. Get rid of them. Right, let's get the torn head and the bats. Have we got any Wumpa fruit to collect? Yes. Something that this is something that you don't actually get in the later games as well. All this temple stuff, and you do get to an extent in Crash 2, but it's not the same. Oh, balls! Did I really miss the flipping? Have I actually just done that? There's no way you can get it either now. Right. Give it one more try, and if I die this time, then I'll just take it. I'll just take it and just get through the level. We'll come back to it. But I seem to have come back with an Aku Aku head, so that's... In fact, what I could really do with is some invincibility for this level. Because it is... some levels it's not really much use, like in Rolling Stones and all them. You don't get much use out of it because you still have to wait around. But in this level you can get a bit of use out of it when you're having to deal with lizards and bats, so it's good. And you do run a bit faster as well when you get Aku Aku. Right, good. Let's do that. How did I manage to not get it? Right. And go and get Embryo's stupid bald head. He's got a wrinkly brow, hasn't he, as well? Oh, boy! I did it again. Ah, but I seem to have not taken a hit. How the hell does that happen? Right, let's wait for this. Nice. That was a lot of kills. Right, get the lizard. It's fine, it's fine. I didn't actually gain anything from getting the lizard. I got the lizard to avoid getting hit. And I got hit. Here he comes, Mr. Know-It-All. Right, let's get the Brio head. And escape! Oof. Yeah, just go straight through. It's like a revolving door. Oh, are you kidding me? Up. Oh, right, fine, good. Right, let's get the checkpoint. Again, no rush. Don't rush. There's a really awkward one of these later on where you've got to jump on this rotating thing, but it's rotating away from you, so it's quite tricky to do. And I'm pretty sure there's fire right underneath it as well, so it's double difficult. There go the switch crates. Good. Mr. I'm better than you. Yep. Lots of delicious wumpers and a Brio head, which means I'm going to get presumably a ton more extra lives. For no good reason. May fall off, actually. This one seems like it'd be quite easy to fall off. Oi! Just from like a misstep. I keep forgetting that you can't bounce on TNTs. Once you bounce on once, that's it. That's all you get. I managed to finish the level while Embryo's still there. Didn't know that was possible. Oh well, that's cool. Yeah. What if he didn't move from there and I get to the boss battle and he's just like empty room? That'd be good. Alright. Now. Here he comes, Mr. Oh, you can't spin them. I thought he'd jump high enough for me to go underneath him, forgetting, of course, how the red lizards work. Because they think they're better than you. Ah. Here's a bit of timing. Here we go. It's fortunate that the bats don't go any further than they do. Right. Go, go, go! Right, screw it. Move. Oh, right, cheers. Right, let's work out the timing here. So ideally I want to be running here, don't I? Actually, no, I don't. I want to be running here. Okay, it's not like that. You can just run straight through this one, that's fine. Alright. So it's after the two come out. Yeah, then you can run for it and then jump and jump back. Okay, that's fine. Where am I now? I was on the corner then. So much for your square hitboxes. people who complain about Insane having a slightly different hitbox. Yeah. Oh, I can't do it because he got a different hitbox. Oh no! Yeah. People have 100%ed it. That's not an excuse. Who do you think you are? Oh no, I got pill-shaped hitbox. I'm gonna read for all the news articles. Oh dear. I can't keep that up very long. Oh god. Right, this is gonna break. Ah! No save point for me. I got careless. As I keep doing, and that's why I'd keep dying. Because I'm getting careless. Like Peppy Hare. He gets careless quite a lot. Alright, here we go, look. I can jump over them, can you? I didn't think so. Right, this... Right, let's do this. Up. Oh, right, okay. It would appear that it's not safe to sort of hide along the side because he can actually hit you still. Right, let's jump on him. Ah! No! Okay, he's going to jump on me. Damn it. It's alright, this is all good because it means I can... It's not been that long since I did this level. Why am I so crap at it all of a sudden? Right, let's jump on him. There we go. Right, might as well. For some reason they break instantly. That happens to literally no other crates in this game or in any of the other games. No one. Look, there's Cortex's castle in the background. Oh, it's all nice. I pointed then, and then I realised they can't see where I'm pointing. Ah, here we go, one of my favourite levels. Love this level. I love this level because, again, it's just so atmospheric. Oh, especially if you lose signal. And the music. This has been pride of place on my pre-stream playlist for a long, long time. Since the start, I think. And it's one of the... I think it's one of Josh Mansell's pre-console mixes that he puts up on SoundCloud, which I hope I'm allowed to use. Can you imagine? Bad boy. But yeah, they are super good, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them. And it's just magical. It really takes you into a different world. Stick some headphones on, have a listen to it, man. Well, don't listen to it now because you're listening to me, but it's just like the percussion and the instrumentation. Oh, it's just so perfect. It sounds like you're somewhere you really shouldn't be. And that's really what you want. Oh, hey, free game gets Seville for free on Indie Gala. Okay, I must discuss the free games because, well. Here's the thing, I've got a lot of games on my account, on my Steam account, that were free. Free Steam keys. Because of that, I've got over 1,000 games on Steam. Half of them are literally games that I never played, and only want to play for the sake of a funny YouTube video, or stream, as it were. Problem is, who the hell's going to watch a stream based on one of these crappy games that nobody's ever heard of? I mean, they're likely to be quite crap, because they're giving away for free. That's not to say all free games are crap. They're not. Of course they're not. There's been lots of games given away for free that were awesome. Oh, you're kidding me! That has never happened to me before. Fortunately, I survived it. Right, here we go. I've literally never had that happen. Okay, now here's the thing. There's a secret here. Are you ready for it? Yeah, they like that little trick. In fact, I have a feeling that there's probably a hidden crate up there as well that I missed. We'll soon find out. You know, want to know a weird thing as well? Oh, because I got caught on that stupid lip. Right, I'll wait for that fire. weird thing in the manual for this game. Pardon me. The stripy bouncy crates. It says something like, I'm not quoting verbatim here, I'm paraphrasing, but something like, if you hold the jump button while bouncing on these crates, you'll get even more stuff out of it. Something like jump higher for even more bonuses or whatever. You don't get anything more. All you get 10 Wumpa Fruit out of it every time. But it doesn't say this contains 10... Where's that square hitbox now?
He does let you slide off stuff.
I've got a stomachache all of a sudden. That's not good. Seems like I've been getting stomachaches quite a lot lately. Mainly for no reason. Oh, crap. I didn't need it anyway. That was just me being hardcore. It's like when... I don't know if you've seen that classic Doom 2 speedrun where they complete the game in 18 minutes. Quite fantastic, might I add. Definitely worth a watch if you like video games. Yeah, and there's occasions where they show off by going up to a wall and just firing a rocket just so they take loads of damage. For no other reason than to fire a rocket at the wall to show off because they're taking loads of damage and they're just showing, hey, look, check this out. Not only can I speedrun this game, I can speedrun this game on like 2% health. Wait. And I don't know how you could do that because surely you can never predict when you're going to get shot by a chain gunner. Or by any other hit scanner. I mean, they're some of the biggest threats in the game. When you've got, you could be in a room full of imps and hell knights and bruisers and cacodemons. All lot. And the thing is with them, you can actually avoid all their fire. Because it's quite slow moving projectile stuff. You can avoid it all. If you're vigilant, you can tell, you can sort of see where you're going. Even with the cyber demon. But with hit scan enemies such as the zombie men, chain gunners, shotgun guys, and the spider mastermind, again, it happened again and it's just thrown me off. Oh my god, why does that keep happening? There's no, you can't dodge them because as soon as they see you, when they fire, they're very highly likely to hit you. Especially the chain gunners, they seem to have pinpoint accuracy. So, quite how you could feasibly do a run of Doom 2 and know that you're not going to get hit by one of those guys. I just don't know how you can do it. It would take some effort. Yeah, I've got a stomachache now. That's annoying. But I will press through it because that's what I do. This is the problem. Streaming actually takes a lot more effort than a lot of people think. And because I was up early this morning, I've been to work all day. I mean, granted it was kind of a chill day. But even so, I've been to work, and then I've been out, and I've come back and I'm just going straight into streaming. It's basically, you know, you're on you kind of work in your mind all that time. And when you do stupid stuff like that, well, it's just because I've been out all day and not really relaxed. So maybe I should just chill out. Let's chill out and talk about films. Let's talk about films. Tell you what I watched recently. Not very much of it, but I watched... and I will just mention that this was because I listened to the What a Cartoon podcast before you say anything. I was watching The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And I only watched a small part of it. I watched the last third of it. Which was sort of extracted from an earlier short called Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2. So essentially I just watched that. But I do want to watch the rest of the film as well. Because it's bordering on feature length. It's an hour and 20 minutes or so. And it was really, really good. I really did enjoy the animation. I mean, Tigger's little bounce that he does when he's sort of moving away from a scene. is so nice. It's so nice to watch because you just get a real sense of his texture and his how he feels and how he acts and his physics. And I never realised this about Winnie the Pooh before, but those characters, they don't really like each other very much, and it's discussed in the podcast, so that's not original research. But I did notice this, the fact that they don't really care about each other so much. They just sort of hang around together because they got nobody else to hang around with, I guess. Right, let's find out if there is indeed a hidden crate up here, or if I was just lying to myself. No, there isn't. Oh well. Let's just do some spinning then. Bounce, bounce, bounce. That's riskier than I made it riskier than it should be, but hey, we're there now. One thing that amuses me about this game, when you spin, Aku Aku tries to get involved. It's kind of funny. I don't really get why that would be. I mean, they would have had to program it like that. Because it's not like Crash's sort of centre of gravity changes. It's just another animation plus a different state, I guess. But why would that affect Aku Aku? It's almost like his coordinates are changing. But you'd think Aku Aku would be based on his sort of centre position. So quite why he tries to get involved in your spinning. Not sure. It's a bit of a puzzle, that one. Right. Ah! The game is acting unpredictably. Quite unpredictably. It's bizarre. This... I'm not going to go so far as to say, oh, well, it's like a whole new game. But it is so different from PAL. It is like the subtle differences. It's like the difference between the Manchester accent and the Yorkshire accent. They're so subtle. You can tell the difference, and yet it's really difficult to imitate because it's so similar. But you can tell the differences. That's totally the wrong analogy. I apologise. But yeah, they are the same game. And yet, because of these little subtle differences, they're really throwing off how I expect it to feel. Because it's not exactly what I've been playing on my PlayStation. I mean, the input lag is certainly contributing to that, but it's not just that. It's the fact that the jumps aren't quite as high. And it's the fact that the bats don't act the same as they did in PAL. I mean, I swear they don't... Once they've flown out once, you don't see them again. I mean, I suppose if you waited there for ages, you might see them, but you don't see them like that quickly. So the bats are a lot quicker, the jumps aren't quite as high, and the spinning makes you move faster. That's probably throwing me off more than I even realise. And then that little platform moving, I wasn't expecting that to move. And, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it would move in PAL. Right. Haha. I outsmarted you, wall. Right. That was risky, but paid off. Right. Whew. I was right at the edge of that platform. I could have fallen off quite easily.
Oh, you're a square hitbox, so I wouldn't have.
I don't get that argument. I think the argument that he's got a pill hitbox and not a square hitbox is only an argument that a speedrunner can make. That's it. But they claim, oh, it makes Crash harder. It really doesn't. It's just as hard as it always was. In fact, I found it easier. I found it easier getting through Insane Crash than I did getting through this Crash. Right, let's move off this platform before it runs away. Right, let's move. Okay, this is good. There's no secrets around these stupid things, by the way. These are just a test of your patience. Right, where did I die last time? Was it to bats? Or was it there? Lifey life. Must have been there because there was a life there. And goo! Let's see if I did it. Or if I missed one stupid crate. That's our third gem. Really? I've only got 3? Jeez. Alright, let's continue. Let's forge ahead. Ahead we must forge. Let's do it. Oh, here we go. So this is the, pardon me. This is the level that people tend to cite when they talk about the hardest levels in the game. And again, I don't think it is. I think it's hard, but I think it's just a case of timing once again. And it's going to be very difficult because of the input lag. And the hardest bit is getting past the hogs. But yeah, it really is not as difficult as everybody says. But tell you one thing though, this is actually, I can look at this on a CRT. This is blindingly white. It's like being in the fog. It actually is like being in the fog. It is just proper white. Oh my goodness, yeah, the lag is unreal. Yeah, I can't even get the gem on this level anyway because I don't have the red gem from later on. But that's okay. I can show you that it can be done without dying. Yeah, look. Oh, now the difference in jumps is actually going to throw me off quite a lot here because there'll be jumps that you can only just make in PAL, like you could jump over that whole thing in PAL. And I don't think you could do it on this. Yeah. You can make that whole jump, you can just jump over that one slat, but you can't in this. So you've got to painstakingly jump between all 3. If it hadn't been for that, then I may have been able to do this first time without dying. Now, there is a trick, and I didn't pull it off. Let's try it here. I'm not worried about dying. Yeah, there's a trick of just walking along the railing. It's difficult to pull off, but if you do, then you can skip quite large swathes of the level. But because it's so hard to pull off, you're actually better off just jumping over the slats like normal and not worrying about it. The only bit that is really useful, because again, it is just like a rhythm thing. Once you get the rhythm down, you know, you're okay with it. But the only bit where it's useful is getting past these hogs. The hogs that can run over a section of there being, like, there's no bridge there. So they just float over it. Let's see if you can make that jump, actually. Oh, you can make it. Okay. Right, I didn't need to worry about that then. But yeah, they managed to float over holes in the bridge. That's good, isn't it? Let's just take the... Let's not. Yeah. I'm taking unnecessary risks, and that's why I'm dying. It's just me. It's my fault. I did that again. I could have done without doing that. Took a risk. Right, here we go. Oh, I did it the wrong bit, didn't I? Nice one, me. Right, here we go. Yeah, let's get past the hog. Yeah. The hogs are difficult because they force you to jump around in ways that you perhaps wouldn't do normally. You can't pace yourself when you've got a hog running around. Ah, look at this. Nice little trick of gameplay here. Kablooey! And run across there. Lovely. Right, and get the lives. Nice one. Save point. Beautiful. Update save game. Save point. Right. Now this bit, you've got to really time this right, because if you time it wrong and the turtle is too far away, you can't actually make this gap. But then you get the rest of them and they're already in shells. Either that or they barely move at all, so... It's a bit cheeky, that one, isn't it? There's more of them on the other bridge level. There's also some really difficult bits. I mean, the most difficult part of that is when you get to the end and you've got the red gem. Because, well, I'll demonstrate it when we get the red gem, which might actually be next stream. Looking at the time, it might just take that long. It's not a quick process doing 100% on this game. Oh, I just kept going then. Wow. I also can't get the gem on this level because I need the purple gem to do that, which... Balls? Where does the purple gem come from? I think it comes from the lab. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I haven't got this one on PAL either, on my PS1. Right, I need to stop doing that. Because that's just a risky move and I can't seem to jump every time from a spin. Oh, boy! Yeah, okay. And that was me rushing because I panicked. Yeah. It happens. I realised, I said, oh, let's talk about films, and then I barely talked about the film that I watched. Yeah. Winnie the Pooh. It was so well animated. And it was interesting because they mentioned in the podcast, and I did kind of notice it, but I never knew why it was. The animation in that short, you notice it's kind of rough. And not rough in terms of it's bad. It's rough in terms of it doesn't look as clean. I mean, it still looks clean. The animation is beautiful and nice, and it looks really good. Especially on the one that I watched, which must have been... It must have come from a Blu-ray or some kind of HD stream, because it just looked so nice. The input lag is really throwing me off here as well. You may notice I'm jumping really late for the fences, I suppose, the barriers. Yeah, the animation is just super clean, but it's got this sort of rough edge, and I never knew why that was. I never really thought about it. I just sort of took it as it was. But it turns out it's a different animation process, and then at that point in Disney's history, they were doing a thing called Xeroxing, which you may be aware of. It's just photocopying. And so it's kind of taking it digital almost. They're not drawing it digital, but they're saving themselves a bit of effort by... They're not going through every single cell and sort of inking it individually. They are doing, but they're inking over photocopied bits of animation. And so you'll notice that not only... They've sort of left some of the pencil lines in, the construction lines. Which is interesting. And it gives a whole new sort of depth to the animation. It almost makes a different style, which is interestingly, I seem to be unable to outrun this boulder. Right, I need to spin. Do the spin thing. Okay, I'm just running into everything now. That's not good. You can't spin too often either. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. It's hard to describe without you seeing it, but it is a really nice effect. Right, is it going to get me again at this point? Wow! Double death, that's great. It seems like you've not got very much margin for error here. Does he run slower in NTSC as well? Well, I mean, I know I hit all those things. Yeah, like that one. What are these things, anyway? I might as well just resign myself now. Is it a placebo that I can move faster when I spin? Does it... I mean, is it better when I'm jumping because I don't have to have that extra bit of animation at the end? Maybe it is. Maybe it is just a placebo, but it just feels a lot like I'm moving faster when I spin. But yeah, I couldn't have got the gem anyway. It's fine. I don't care about dying if I can't even get the gem. But anyway, just one thing to mention about Pooh, and that's Winnie the Pooh. There's a lot of reused animation, but it works, so it's fine. Anyway, now we get to Sunset Vista. Sunset Vista. Yeah, this is the hard level. Road to Nowhere is nothing. A slippery climb, sure, whatever, man. Sunset Vista. Now this is the real difficulty. Although weirdly, it doesn't have any of that strange timing stuff that Lost City has. Plumaga. But yeah, This is where I got stuck when I was little, and I distinctly remember this. I remember Sunset Vista being that one level. Ooh. I really didn't need to stomp that lizard, but it's done now. He was doing my nutting by constantly dodging me. Right. Oh, here we go. Now here's a slightly tricky bit. I think there's something worth having up here. Oh yes. Slightly tricky, not massively tricky. I seem to be getting an itchy nose now, which is a bad time to get an itchy nose. Why am I getting so many ailments? Ah, now this is a tricky bit of timing here. Although, possibly it's a bit easier because the timing in NTSC is a bit different. Oh, maybe not. I literally just did this the other day as well in PAL, but because of the subtle differences in NTSC, making it harder. But I can do it. I may end up with extremely sweaty palms, but I can do it. I must leave some time at the end to have a watch of those old videos as well. I did. I can't believe it was 4 years ago though. It feels like longer, to be honest, because 2015 is when I mean, I'll have done a year of my degree when I made that video, but it feels like it just feels like I did it much sooner than that. Also, notice that the bats aren't actually hanging off anything, and that it's sunset, and they should. Well, I suppose they're just about be getting up, wouldn't they? It's just a strange situation altogether, those bats. But yeah, them crash videos. I mean, it was during the summer. Right, you can make that. Why did I? Don't take any risks. Don't take any undue risks. Some risks you gotta take, but not that one. Yeah, I did it during the summer, so that makes sense. But it's kind of funny. After I'd done the Crash series, well, yeah, actually, yeah, it will have been. After I'd done with Crash 3, I did Spyro. And then that was about when I started streaming. In fact, yeah, that would make sense. After I did Crash 3 was when I started streaming, but I didn't do it regularly. I just did it on the off. And that was also about the time when I kind of took a hiatus from doing YouTube because I had my degree to focus on, and I kind of just stopped doing it. And it's never really recovered since. Recovered in terms of there being regular, varied content. What I've managed to do is get weekly videos together by doing Mystery Arcade, but there's been gaps between them, and I kind of really want to go back to doing a video a week. I mean, it used to be, when I first started, it used to be 2 videos a week, and they were kind of low effort videos. They were just Let's Plays that were cut down, which, you know, Let's Plays aren't. I'm not knocking Let's Plays. They're fine content. Just they are not the biggest effort videos you can make. Let's face it. Because really, it is talking over a game. Nothing wrong with that. But it's not as involved as doing a fully edited video. Right. I guess a documentary style video more than it's the best descriptor I can give it. But, you know, one way you proper go in depth with the editing, like a Mystery Arcade, I suppose. That's a cross between... And that's interesting, that's a style of video that I wanted to do for a very long time. The Let's Review, I termed it. I never really took it anywhere. That was very poorly timed, by the way, probably because I'm not concentrating properly. That was just sloppily done. Yeah, I never really took it anywhere because I never thought that it would there'd be much point because it would just be a Let's Play. But I would be reviewing it at the same time. Now, the thing with the Let's Play is it tends to be full playthroughs. Not 100%, but you play through the... Really? That was where I died? That's the easiest bit. Yeah, they do tend to be where you play the full game, and it's hard to eke out a review for a whole series. I mean, it's hard enough when you stream to think of stuff to say. I mean, I suppose here I can get away with it by giving you tips and tricks for doing these levels, but really it's just me moaning about input lag for most of it. And I admit that I'm not exactly the best at improv. Oof, you gotta time that perfectly. And those bats really are a doozy. I might as well go for that. Yeah, let's just get one up out there or whatever. Yeah. Well, what can I say? It's been a long day. I should really start to sort of finish early on Fridays. Make sure that I do finish early and then I can get plenty of rest in before I start streaming. Man, what was I even talking about? Yeah. So yeah, the Let's Review. I suppose if I had done it, it would kind of be... It would be a similar format, I think, to the WTF is that Total Biscuit used to do. Rest in peace, Mr. Biscuit. But sort of more in depth and having spent a bit more time with the game, so I could properly give it a review. Because reviews, there's a difference between a first impressions video and a review. First impressions is spending a little bit of time, a couple of hours with a game, so you get your first impressions with it. Makes sense. A review is sort of playing the majority of a game and giving your thoughts on it as a whole piece. Which does maketh sense, do it not? You can't very well review a film without watching the whole film, but you can give your first impressions on it if you only watch the first bit of it. Right, that was not good, but I got away with it. I think it's fine. I should be able to... next time the bats come... I should be able to make... Right. You see, the problem here is that if I don't get the gem here, then I can't really save for a while. From what I recall. Otherwise, I probably would have saved when I was little. But I didn't. Because my save file was on Boulder Dash. Did I save on Boulder Dash though? Up. Right, let's not take... Okay. Come on then. Might as well get that one up. Not that I need it. I was hoping to get to 99 lives tonight as well. Yeah. I'll give it one more proper try. Because really there's no point in finishing the level because it'll... Times like this I wish I had a pill-shaped hitbox. Maybe I should have just played the insane version. With the slightly inferior music. I can download a mod that gives you the original music. Maybe I should grab that. Oh, that actually turned out better than I thought. Incredible. Yeah. Having a different hitbox has its ups and downs, I suppose. There are benefits and hazards. Pros and cons. However you want to say it. Right. Stop messing around now. Don't get pushed off by stupid flipping blocks. That's just a silly thing to die at. Right. The water is very black as well. It's very black, but it doesn't look like it's black because you've got the blue ripples. So it's such a good effect. This is like Mega Man, this bit of platforming. Right, let's grab ourselves an Aku Aku. Might come in handy, you may never know. Red lizards, they can ruin your day. Right, I can get past this. Oh, and bats. Let's not forget the bats. Right, if I let them past a couple of times... Oh no, I can actually do it here. Yeah, there we go, just about. Right, the green lizards can ruin your day, but this one, I mean, I don't need to worry too much about him. Yeah, let's just wait. That's just meant to throw you off. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Driving test, or driving lessons, when I'd do something... I'd start to make a manoeuvre, obviously, because I was terrified. During every driving lesson, it was... like a 2 hours of anxiety attack. It was horrible. Ugh. So I'd start to do a manoeuvre that was obviously clearly wrong, and my instructor would obviously take me up on it and say, stop doing that, or stop my car, or grab the steering wheel in some cases and start to turn me in the opposite direction. Yes. Mostly on roundabouts, might I add. Was that? Did that have to happen? And that just reminds me of that. Starting to make that jump and then being like, what are you doing? It's kind of sad that crashes reminded me of driving lessons, because that was not a good period. I was not in a good way. I'm amazed that I managed to pass my driving test. Fortunately, I didn't need to go around a roundabout in my driving test. Right, this bit's a bit tricky. So alright, as long as you time it right, yep, like that. It's just them first two bits, the rest of it you can do quite easily. Right. Yeah, I'm going to get invincibility. Bit useless. It's not even good against the bats because for some reason it doesn't... Oh, except it did that time. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't hit the bat. Oh, but it does save me from the fire, which is good. Ah, which means I can just run up here without worrying about the fire. Now here it is. Here's that bit I was talking about. It takes a lot of practice to be able to just do that. Anyway, yeah, let's not think about driving, because driving is stressful. Ah. For me it is. Oh, yes, good. Excellent, right. We've got to lure this red lizard. Boing, and then spin. And look, hey, we got ourselves some Kurates. I'm going to get this mask here because it's useless. It only serves to throw your platforming off at this point. There's no enemies that you need to worry about. So all it does is make you run a bit faster, and that, oh, actually was very useful then. And actually could be useful against these bats and fire. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. Okay, the timing of the bats has changed, has it? Right, this is a... Well, this is kind of easy, actually. All I've got to do is just run against it and hope. Right, okay, good. Nice. Here's a tricky bit. Let's get this timing down. Oh, what's this timing? Right, let's do it now. Oh, God! Okay, well, no, let's just keep going then. Oh, red lizard. Move it. Oh, pause. Whatever. When they're all in, there we are. Right. This is such a bad bit of... Right. I need to work that out because I can't really remember exactly how it goes, so... Aha, red lizard. Got you that time, didn't I? I'm gonna get those crates, even if I don't need them. So, maybe this doesn't have a Tawna face on PAL. Oh, there we go, yep. Or indeed a Tawna bonus round. Oh! Bold move, but it paid off. Yeah, the timing of these bats is different from the timing of all the other bats in the game thus far. Run. Actually, that's the best way over it, isn't it? Just to jump up. Yes, in fact, I should do that next time. Yeah, that bit just makes it look harder than it is. Whatever, man. That's a nothing bit. Right, good. Turn ahead. Go! Right, what's here? Crash. Right, let's have a think about this. Jump. The game's at its trickiest when you're relying on multiple bits of platforming to being perfectly in line with each other. And... so I said the embryo rounds are a bit pointless, right? But the cortex rounds are anything but. Now, the embryo rounds are hard. The cortex rounds are harder. Mainly because they're just full of TNTs. Fortunately, you don't... once again, you don't need to worry about getting all the crates, so... whatever, man. Cortex is there, he gets away, but you get a key out of it. Hey. And so I get to save my game. What's the keys for, you may be wondering? Well, they're for unlocking bonus rounds, basically. Easy. One of them being another hog level, but we will do that next time. In fact, I think it's going to be coming towards the end of the time. So what I'll do... because we've got a save on Sunset Vista now. And that's good. It means I don't have to faff around going through Boulder Dash every time. Aha, and we're going to get another save. I wonder if there's a difference between the two saves then. I mean, obviously one of them... well, actually, yeah. Does the bonus round progress you at all? I suppose there's more lives, but it doesn't save the lives. You start with 4 lives, whatever you do, so... which is perhaps why it gives you so many lives. Also, it's very satisfying to get lives. And also, a game like this shouldn't have lives anyway. So the fact that you get so many is... I don't know, it's kind of a testament to that. And it's like Naughty Dog are saying, yeah, we know you don't need lives, so we're going to give you a crap ton. And if you manage to run out of these, then what the hell are you doing? And if... you might never see the game over screen of this game unless you're playing it for the very first time, maybe, and you're not perhaps collecting as many Wumpa Fruit as you could be. Yeah. Part of the problem with Sunset Vista and getting the gem on it is that it's just so gosh darn long. How long has it taken me to get through this one level? The other ones have been relatively short. Here we go. Look at him. Let's do this where... here we go. You get stuck on that bit. You nerd. Whee! Whee! And there we go. Yeah, I swear that doesn't have a Tawna face and a Tawna round on PAL. It's interesting to see the differences between the two. I like it. Right, so I'll leave it there. Face Koala Kong next time. But what I will do is I'll open my Stream Ready Firefox, which is installing updates, interestingly. This is the ESR version, so I suppose it would install an update every like 5 years. Oh, I keep forgetting about these games that I keep meaning to buy as well. Burger Time Deluxe. That, I mean, I guess that's just Burger Time, so whatever, man. But the Pac-Man, again, maybe. Does look interesting. Pac-Man Pizza Pal, I definitely need that. Alien Shooter. All the big fish games that we looked at before. But yeah, let's get the Broken Circus up and switch to it. And brilliantly, it's playing my channel trailer. Shut up. Search for Crash. Crash Bandicoot full playthrough. So let's see what it's like. And switch. There we go. Weird that it
Today's game is well.
well.
If you don't know this game,
There it was.
You did not grow up at the same time as me. Put it that way.
What a great intro. You didn't grow up at the same time as me? What was that supposed to mean?
And it is an absolutely fantastic and also incredibly difficult game.
Oh, you're right about that. It is incredibly difficult.
Go, 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 go.
And already we're in with the Payday references.
This game
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Compared to that. That's how it's supposed to look. And then you've got that. And that's what EPSXE does to you. It's not good. In fact, what I should do is this. Oh, okay, that's interesting. It's trying to download a flash file. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that then.
to the extent that when I was younger, I wrote the password to unlock all the levels in the back of the instruction manual.
Interestingly, the I did check my instruction manual. In fact, yeah, it's back there. The cheat's not in there, but I definitely wrote it in there. So I don't know where it's gone. Very strange. But yeah, you could see the loading thing as well. Yeah, I just want to point out you can really see. I'll just mute me. In fact, I'll just pause me. The thing with putting these games in high res, it might look nice and clean and pretty, but there's a little issue called the polygons are wibbly. And if just look at the question mark crate, right? You can't really see it very well while it's not in motion. Oh yes, that black border, yeah, nice one, BPSXE. But yeah, the thing with the PlayStation is it's got wibbly polygons, and that really comes out when you're playing it on an emulator that upscales it to such an extent. Just look at that green bit in the background. Yes, that is wibbly as hell. You can hide it by running these games at proper resolution and playing on CRTs. You know, you can't really see it all that much under the original circumstance. You might be able to see it in something like Tomb Raider where it was particularly bad, but with this upscaled crap, yeah, not good.
Follow a path rather than going wherever you want.
Follow a path rather than go wherever you want.
It's a bit more traditional in that sense.
It is, certainly is, yeah.
And you've got boxes
It certainly is traditional.
which were later called crates in the sequels. Well, there were 2 sequels to this game.
2 sequels?
Which are incredible.
2 sequels? Hang on. What about the other ones, you dum-dum? It's 2015.
And I will pro the plane in the future. Now you may be thinking Crash Bandicoot, looks more like a fox, and that's what we thought. Back in the day.
Yes.
But he is genetically mutated. The idea is that this
You probably can barely hear it over me talking over me. I bet that sounds really weird. Here we go, look. Inefficiency 101.
with which he
Bam! Yeah.
an army of animals, which he had
Yay, army of animals, yeah.
gonna be like the commander of
I don't sound terribly enthusiastic in this video.
But they nicked his girlfriend,
In fact,
so,
the lack of enthusiasm in this video is making... Oh, you just missed a... Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, nice one. Good one. Yep, that's me being impatient. Right, here we go. So here's what I originally thought you had to do. I wonder which version I'm playing here, then. It looks like it might be
and
PAL.
the animation is lovely and fluid, and
In fact, I need to observe when I spin. Yeah, that's definitely PAL, because look, I'm not moving faster when I spin.
they are Wumpa fruit.
Don't keep going. Backtrack. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Are you just gonna...
Magical teleporter thing.
Hang on, what did I say then? Come on, 2015 me.
And the animation is lovely and fluid. And
Is it?
the bloke who follows you around is called Aku Aku.
Yeah, great.
And
Two.
things that
That's a non sequitur, isn't it?
All mangoes, they are wumpa fruit. A mistake that many of my peers made back in the day.
Right. Let's hear this.
And this is the magical teleporter thing.
Oh, right. It's just a magical teleport. What did I say about the getting all the crates?
And these things that I'm collecting. Commander or something, but he ended up being rejected. But they nicked his girlfriend, so the idea is to just get the girl. Again, as it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Just a crate, there we go. Get all the crates, you get a special gem at the end.
Come on
Am
then.
I gonna get the crates? Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Come on. You need to give a service to your audience. That's why it's only got 37 flipping views, because you don't put the effort in, you silly 2015 me. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is poor.
And these things that I'm collecting are not apples or mangoes, they are wumpa fruit.
Yeah.
A mistake
At least you got that bit right, you
that
jerk.
made back in the day.
Flipping hell.
And this is the magical teleporter thing.
God's sake. This is just me reviewing my own videos now.
Yeah, I missed several boxes because they were all down there next to the switch crate. That would have been suicide.
No, it wouldn't.
Worth getting the
So easy to get. Even if you do the jumping thing, it's not hard to get.
Make a little video because I feel like making a video. Jungle Rollers.
And make a video because I feel like making a video. That's quality, that.
It's based on, well, I suppose Aborigine stuff and that sort of thing.
Do some research. Man, oh man.
Very
The way I approach videos nowadays, I must admit,
goddamn cool. Running to
I
TNT, oh,
don't
Who are you?
make too many videos these days, and I want to. I really do want to get back into it.
Don't know whether you
I've
can
got so many ideas, and it's just getting the ball rolling again, getting motivated, and properly just getting on with it. I know what I want to do. The first one I'm making, the first big one I'm making is the Galaxian 40th anniversary video. Spoilers, yeah, that's going to be a big one. But yeah, my approach to making videos now, a bit of research. I don't do too much, obviously, because yeah. Oh, I will pause here because I want to know what I say about the green gem. I'm never gonna get it. Yeah, I do a bit of research prior. I mean, again, that's a recent thing, because even as far back, even as close as Mystery Arcade Series 1, I was very light on the research, but now I feel like it's a service that I need to do. So there's that, but I also, I don't know, the things that I'm saying are just like proper, that bit about, yeah, the animations are super nice, super fluid, and then there's Aku Aku. Yeah, that was just a proper non sequitur. I like to think that there's a bit more consistency and sort of a flow to my videos these days, but like I say, I don't make enough of them.
do quite a lot of Aku Akus in the early levels. That does not carry through.
Well, that's true, yeah.
This game gets considerably harder. And if you're actually playing it on a genuine piece of hardware, which I would be if I had the means to record it, there is a little bit of input lag I noticed. It might be because I'm using a PS2 controller with a PS1.
Oh, no, it's not. Come on. Also, what was that about? Did you see that flickering? Was that just to do... Yeah, that was to do with flipping Lightworks, I reckon.
Because I'm using a PS2
Back when I used Lightworks. Oh, what a ghastly piece of software.
a bit of input lag and it is
Oh, nice. Nice
skill.
one. Skill, indeed.
It is noticeable and it makes some of the later levels incredibly difficult indeed. I know.
Yeah, well, the thing is then, the input lag that I'm talking about there is because I was playing it on HD TV using a PS1 through Composite. Best thing to do ever. Nice one. So that's why I had loads of input lag then.
Weren't they in Jack and Daxter? No, another Naughty Dog franchise. Oh look, I've just got the bonus.
Hooray.
By collecting 3 Torna heads, Torna being Crash Bandicoot.
By collecting 3 Torna heads, blah, 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 blah.
And you have to complete these bonus stages in order to save your game, which is a bit stupid. Bouncy, bouncy.
Bouncy, bouncy, indeed. This is the problem with making... I mean, I feel like I can get away with it in a stream because I can just say a load of random crap and... I don't know, people like that sort of thing.
I was going to play a PS2 game for this video, but I couldn't record it for the life of me. I was trying to use the PCSX2 emulator, and the gameplay was awful. And for some
Yeah, the thing is, the stuff I'm saying here about using other emulators and playing what the video was going to be, but I ended up playing Crash instead. That is the sort of stuff that would be suitable for a stream. So you talk about what you're doing, and you really do have to keep a running commentary on what's going on. Otherwise, you're kind of boring. Ninja. So saying stuff like that in a video, it doesn't really. It's a bit unprofessional because unless you're making a vlog that is explicitly about the behind-the-scenes stuff, you don't really want the behind-the-scenes stuff to be at the forefront, and it is here. Because what I said was, in case you didn't catch it, what I said was, well, this video was going to be a PS2 game, but I couldn't record it because I couldn't get the PCSX2 emulator to work. That's the sort of thing you would say in a stream, but not in a video. At least I wouldn't be saying it in a video now. I'd perhaps make comment and sort of break the fourth wall to the extent that whatever fourth wall is left in this circumstance, because there really wouldn't be much. I'd perhaps make reference to the emulators that we're using, or indeed to the specific circumstances if it was a native PC game or indeed recording from actual hardware. I might do that, but I wouldn't go so far as to say, oh, this is the emulator that I'm using. At the start of the video, I would. That would be sensible. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just stuff like that.
The reason Torna is here, even though she's supposed to be in Castle Cortex. I don't stinking know. Why would you go out and Crash anyway? It's not exactly the most attractive bloke.
Why? Hang on, no, whoa. Now that is pretty. Who was this person? It doesn't seem like me. Yeah. I probably should point out that I kind of went through, I don't know, from about... It was quite a long time. Because... in 2006, we got the Xbox 360. I know this is going back quite far, but, you know, it's worth discussing. I'm just going to... you know what? Might as well keep playing while we're talking about this, because this whole video is quite difficult to watch now. Which is probably why I'm doing this stream now. I can cut it up and make it into videos. Isn't that fun? Yes, it looks like an actual game now. It's supposed to. Yeah, I went through quite a long gaming hiatus. Let's get through it properly. Oh, I need just to pick up my Xbox controller as well. What a wally! Let's do Koala Kong. Yeah, from 2006 we got the Xbox 360, and so I enjoyed that quite a lot. But the only thing I really played on it was Halo. And realistically, you can only play a given game so much. I mean, it's just how it is. You can't just play one game forever and ever and ever. I mean, I couldn't. Just because I'm not that sort of person. I couldn't clock many thousands of hours in Skyrim like some people do. They just spend their lives on Skyrim. I couldn't do that. Same with the MMOs. People do that with MMOs. I couldn't do that. I can't commit to a single game for that long. So after a while, I just, you know, you have to put Halo down for a bit. Not that I love Halo. It's one of my favorite. In fact, I would say it's my favorite game franchise. Sorry, Crash. I know you stood right there, but I have to give it to Halo. Oh, that's interesting. So at that point, I didn't have so many games to play. So it was Halo or nothing, to be honest. There we go. That's what I was expecting to happen last time. And this was while I was at high school. Oh wow, nice one. So I guess around 2010, I would have put Halo down for a bit, got a bit fed up of it. But in the meantime, I was sort of playing smaller games on my netbook. Oh yes, netbook. So yeah, my gaming wasn't great. The situation wasn't good, and to top it all off, I didn't have a PlayStation that I could actually play. I did have a PS2 Slim. In fact, I've still got that PS2 Slim. I managed to fry it with a PSU that was far too high voltage. So yeah, that's dead now, sadly. But I have a pink one, so you know, this is all good. All's well that ends well. I just wish I hadn't fried my original PS2 Slim. Oh yeah, I was going to make a comment about that as well, that little fall. It's fine. I'll do it in the eventual video that I make of this footage. Basically, there's a little hidden bit there that you might not see, and I'll just go up and talk about it quick. Okay, that's fine. Let's just do all that again. It's all good. Yeah. So you've got all these robot vacuum cleaners and very unsafe hot pipes and spiky things that you can't actually do anything about. Yeah, that's that. Ooh. Let's just quickly talk about this. So yeah, you might get to the end of this level and think, hang on, there's a load of crates that I missed and yet I never saw any other crates. Well, it's down here. It's not obvious, but it's kind of like, well, as soon as you know there's a secret, you'll start looking for a secret. So when there's a gap that looks like it might be able to be taken, fallen down, I suppose, then yeah, that's when you realise, oh, that's where them crates are. Anyway, back to my story. So yeah, in 2011, I built my first gaming rig, and it was a weaky week. It had DDR2 RAM, put it that way, to start with. That was the the first machine I ever built had DDR2 RAM, and this was in 2011, so DDR3 was well underway. So I rebuilt it after like 6 months. Yeah, that build didn't last long. I've still got it. I've still got all the parts knocking about. Yeah, it ran on a Celeron. Yeah. Stuck Windows 7 on it, and it was my gaming machine. It didn't run TF2. Quite frankly, I think the only games I played on it were Oddworld, and Serious Sam 3 actually ran really well on it. And by rights, it should not have run at all, but on that crappy graphics card that I had, oh balls, I was trying to avoid that. I did pretty well. Yeah, I had like a what did I have? A 5570 Radeon. Yeah, that was quality. That lowest of the low end, beautiful. Because the 55 series was this was before we had the R9s, so they were all Radeon HD. And the 55 series was like the lowest of the low at the time, I think. And then you had the 5770 that my friend had. That was stupid. That was because I wasn't concentrating and counting. Anyway, so I had this crappy rig that I upgraded slightly with an Athlon processor that I got from a friend for doing some design work for him. So that was a bit better. Still not great, but a bit better. And it was what I could afford at the time. And it worked pretty well. And I could play TF2 then. I didn't actually play it all that much, so whatever. So that will have been early 2012, I would have said. But when I started, because I started my art and design course in latter end of 2012, going into 2013. So about that time is about when I kind of, well, it's interesting, isn't it? 2013 is when I started to go all in on my YouTube channel. And yet, my gaming in general kind of took a nosedive at that point. Because I started to focus more on my studies. Just like any sensible student does. And I did pretty well in my art and design course. And I went on to do a degree. And then while I was doing my degree, my gaming life was practically non-existent. I barely did any because of the stigma that I got while I was at home My brother kind of gave me a hard time for whenever I played anything. Oh, is that where I've just come from? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry. And my mum. Oh no, sorry, it's... Hang on, where the hell am I? Do I go down here? Yeah, I think I go down here. My mum was always like, oh, you've become a gamer again. And I'm like... Apparently that was a problem. So, yeah, there was peer pressure. And so I didn't game very much. And that lasted a long time. And my YouTube channel started to slip. In fact, I took a massive hiatus from that because I did not upload any... Oh, I've got 99 lives, look. I uploaded no videos, basically, between playing Crash 3... Well, between playing Spyro 1 and starting streaming regularly, I basically made no content for my YouTube channel. Nice one. That was a pretty easy level. And yeah, I didn't play very many games either. I had this very powerful rig. I'd upgraded it slowly and surely, but yeah, it just wasn't really doing very much, which was a shame. And it's only recently that I've really got it back together, and because I decided, well, I wasn't very happy. You know, depression is not very fun. Anxiety is not very fun. And yeah, my depression, or indeed my anxiety, or indeed my mental health in general, not as intense or difficult to deal with as some people's. I will admit this, however, it's still difficult to deal with in my own way. It's the only thing I've known, so I can't really compare it against other people's. And indeed, it's not really a contest. It's just like, oh well, this is how it is. So I just kind of decided that this is who I am, and so I just started playing games again and going really all in again. And this was I'm just trying to think when I started collecting big box PC games. That will have been about 2013, and you see, this timeline don't make any sense because I've been collecting big box PC games for ages, and yeah, I did really not play games very much. By the way, I can't 100% this level without getting the blue gem first, so I'm not worried about dying there once again. So I can tell you my story. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, where I am now. I feel like myself just because gaming is it has always been my passion, and I should really have not denied myself. But yeah, that's a very personal journey, and I'm sure that's exactly what you wanted to hear on a Friday night. It's just who I am. So basically, I'm playing games. The gaming's a daily thing now, again. And it's all about compartmentalising your day and compartmentalising yourself, because I work full-time. The ideal situation for me, and this is not something I would ever tell my employers straight up, because they've spent a lot of money on me getting a lot of IT qualifications. IT is not something that I want to spend the rest of my life doing. So, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get my level 4 because I've just been promoted. Whatever, yeah, I'll do the job. I need the money. It's a full-time job. I get a decent pay for it. And I'll do the job and I'll get the qualifications. No worries. But I'm not going to do it for the rest of my life. What? The end game is to be a full-time graphic designer. It could be at a firm. That'd be great. That could be at an agency, or it could be freelance. I do have a studio, and I go there nearly every day. Try and make some work every time I'm there. It doesn't always happen, you know. Sometimes, well, you know, once again, depression, anxiety, all that fun stuff. Hey, everybody loves a bit of it. It's important to talk about it. Shut up. Mental health. So yeah, it's not always productive when I'm there, but it's always good. It's always good just to spend some time there because it's my own place. You know, I pay rent for it. It's not very much rent in the grand scheme of things. It's quite affordable. If I could afford it on apprenticeship wages, then quite frankly, I can afford it on whatever stinking wage I'm on. So that's just somewhere I can go and just make stuff, and it's really nice to have that space. So if I can be there, if I can go there nearly every day and practice and do design for people. I've got a couple of clients that I'm just working for now. Whatever. It's more practice, isn't it? I'm earning, so I don't really mind doing stuff for free. And the people I'm doing for free are either family or charities, so I don't mind. It's fine by me. It means I'm building up a portfolio, which is important. Very important indeed. The more practice you can get in the design world, the better. Because you're getting real world feedback, you're getting a taste of what you'd be doing in real world, and you're actually doing stuff that's out in the public domain. So it's all good stuff. Some stuff that I have made, I mean, has been out there and will be out there. Oh, that was bad. Let's restart that one. So yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. Wow, I'm talking about my career plans on a stream about Crash Bandicoot. This is what happens on streams. I'm not actually talking about the game at all, but that's fine. So yeah, that's the main goal. I just can't do IT for the rest of my life. It's just not where I am. I like computers and I like technology. But it's like when I was on about that Super Mario Kart speedrunner. I couldn't speedrun Super Mario Kart, just as I couldn't do IT for the rest of my life. It's just not. It's not a big enough passion for me to want to do it. And the thing is, I'm happy to do it for myself. I'll do it for myself. You know, I've got my own server. I mean, this game that I'm playing right here is on a virtual machine. The file is on a virtual machine on my server, which is running a Type 1 hypervisor, and the game itself is in an SMB share on Debian host. It's actually a Ubuntu, I think. Yeah, no, this is a Debian host. Ubuntu is what I use for my seed box. That's fine. It kills my internet every time I have it open. It's great. But yeah, stuff like that. Stuff that I'm just doing for myself and just doing because I enjoy. I want it's a means to an end for me. I want to set up a PS2 that I can just play games off whenever and not have to read my discs. Well, I'll set up a network share on my server. That's it. I like knowing about it and I like learning about it, and for my own purposes, it's fantastic and I love learning about it. But for doing it as a job and sort of getting to the nitty gritty and having to do SD-WANs, I mean, that's going to be the next big project at work. I'm not worried about revealing that because, you know, no personal details or anything like that. But, you know, stuff like having to do Office 365, that is not fun. That's not fun IT. That is flipping boring as hell IT. Anything Microsoft is boring as hell. I'm just going to come out and admit it. The only interesting bits of Microsoft are running old versions of Windows so you can play retro games. It's like I say, means to an end. I like building PCs so I can use the PC that I've built. You know what I mean? I like picking out the parts and building a PC is one of the most pleasurable activities that I've done. It's what it is. I just love doing it. But that's not something that happens on a regular basis in an IT job. Really, it's more about making patch cables and doing routing and configuring networking, and it's just desperately dull. Props to those who can. Did I really just say that? Well, we're going with it now. Yeah, props to those who can and enjoy doing it. Yeah, I'm not got anything against you or anything against the job, really. But, oh, well, that was poor. I spanned slightly too early then. Input lag. Let's try it again. It's totally fine by me. It's just not for me. And the reason I'm not telling my employers any of that is because they're spending a crap ton of money and a crap ton of their time in getting me into a place where, hey, you know what? You're going to be an IT guy, aren't you? Huh? That's what you're going to do, innit? If anything to do with IT, for me, web design. I know that wasn't really a sentence, but yeah, well, let's construct that a bit better. If I was going to do anything, any career to do with IT, there's one of two things: either web design or probably programming. I mean, I quite enjoy a bit of programming. If I could do that as a career, then yeah, sure. I mean, again, I don't think I'm good enough at programming to really take it into a career. I've got the qualifications for it. I mean, I've got an MTA in C#, so that doesn't mean I know anything about C#. It's awfully C#. I don't like it very much at all. But, you know, qualified in it. I could go and do it as a job. But yeah, I like using JavaScript, and I like programming. Programming's fun. Because it's problem solving, isn't it? It's sort of bending your mind around a difficult problem. It's like the FizzBuzz challenge. Going for any programming job, they'll ask you to do FizzBuzz. That was poorly timed. You know what? Right. So it's that sort of thing, and I quite like that. But web design is like it's taking programming and graphic design, putting them together. So, you know, it's perfect. And I enjoy web design. I like it a lot. I don't do enough of it. Maybe that's what I should do next time I'm in the studio, which will be tomorrow. Yeah, it will be tomorrow, because I've not got anything else planned. I was tempted to go to Leeds, though, actually. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about me. Let's talk about this stinking level, because I've said nothing about it. So, this is actually the only level of its type in the whole game. It's a bit Temple Ruins-y, isn't it? But with a lot more tech. Quite like it. It's just got a lot of these tricky jumps. It's a very tricky jump sort of level. Not very health and safety either. And yeah, it's got these very interesting screens with Cortex sort of moving back and forth in front of them, which I've always found a bit odd. What the heck's he doing? I mean, if he's watching you, why is he moving back and forth? It seems very restless. And if he is watching you, why didn't he do anything about you? Kind of weird. But yeah, I think there's some hidden crates on this level somewhere, because I remember doing this one, and then there was one crate missing, and I seem to recall it's hidden somewhere, kind of awkward. But well, I guess we'll find out. But I don't believe you need a gem for this level. In fact, you might even get a coloured gem from finishing it. We'll soon find out. Well, we might not actually. It's these spinning things as well, the spiky things. It's another timing challenge. Now, here's a tricky bit, because the platform falls out underneath you. You've got a bit of time, but not very much. They fall out quite quickly. Something I really like about... Oh, what happened there? Oh, what? Okay, well, let's just get to the end of it. I'm not going to get another save point tonight, because I want to finish up. My throat's hurting. But there's a Cortex thing. He stood in front of a blue screen, sort of coming back and forth from the camera. And I'm interested in that model that they've used, because that's not the in-game model. I mean, clearly not. It's a lot more higher res. Right. interestingly, I keep hitting the bottom TNT. Maybe I should just... no, I need to do it right. Let's practice here. You see, I did it there, and that's exactly what I did. But again, that input lag, it's probably that's throwing me off. Yeah, it's quite a high quality model. That I wonder if they used it for anything else or just for that. Right. There we go. I did it that time. And this is very close to the end of the level as well, which is a bit frustrating. Oh, these things are a pain in the butt. Ah, input lag, input lag. I love it very much. I've got to try and work out what the source of the input lag is. I mean, I don't... It's not the OSSC. I'm just going to say that straight out. Because I've not personally tested it. I'm just going to say this. I've not personally vetted it on a television. I've not verified that it is indeed input lag free. However, before buying it, I did my research, and everywhere that every video that I watched, every review that I looked at was very clear that this thing has zero input lag. So, you know, it can't be that none of them have input lag except for mine, because that wouldn't make any sense. And I've not got... I can relate that to a story. That's good, isn't it? I like relating things to random stories. So, when will it have been? I don't know what year it was, unfortunately. It will have been sort of middle high school. Right. Or indeed midway through high school. That would have been a better way of putting it. I had a DS Lite, and I had a friend at high school who was going on about this funny thing called an R4, which is a flash card. Oh, what happened there? What did I hit then that killed me? Yeah, it's a flash card for the DS. It works with the DS and DS Lite. Don't think it works with the... It might work with the 3DS as well, I just don't know. In fact, I think the official, or indeed the recommended flash card for a 3DS, if you want to play DS games, is just an R4. So, whatever. It might work with a 3DS, but... So, I asked my parents for one. I think it was for my birthday. And so I got one. And I was chuffed, and I had my R4, and I put my homebrew on it. I put loads of homebrew on it. I actually did. I put this really cool ninja game on it that I then reviewed for my website. Because I had a website back then that I put the odd video game review on. It was awesome. Yeah. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was really cool. Because you had like... It was just a single screen game. I feel like we need to talk about toxic waste, but I'll talk about this first. Yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there were a load of stuff on my R4 that just didn't work on my R4. And it was a bit puzzling. And we're talking the odd game. I specifically remember Plants vs Zombies not working, which is a bit odd because I think the DS version was a bit crap anyway. But I didn't have a smartphone that could run it at the time, so fair enough. Yeah, Plants vs Zombies did not work on my R4, and certain other games didn't as well, and certain homebrew, I mean quite a lot of homebrew didn't. Certain emulators and stuff that I wanted to play with. So, I didn't know quite why this was, and I thought, hey, why don't I just update the firmware, that might work. Well, firmware update didn't work, of course. I think I got Moonshell 2 working on it, but that was a bit dodgy, and I don't know, it didn't seem to work very well. It just sort of worked. Anyway, the upshot is, I discovered recently, within the past year, that my R4 is actually a knockoff. And I had no idea. And I would never have known if I hadn't I don't even know how I came across the information. But yeah, it's a knockoff. And you can tell by looking at the label, it's got too many dots on it. It's crazy that, isn't it? And that's why none of the games worked properly. Or indeed, some of the games didn't work properly. But you know, most of them did, and so it worked for me. Yeah, high school was a good time for gaming because I had my DS, and that'll have been when I played Phoenix Wright first time, and whoa, what a game! Phoenix Wright, man. We should stream that sometime. Oh. That is such a good game. It's one of the most difficult games to explain to people as well. Like, I played it fairly recently. Me and my friends were out in Leeds once, and I was telling them about this Ace game that I was playing through called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And I was telling them about it, and I said, well, you're a lawyer, and you're sort of in a courtroom, and you have to do an investigation, and then take it to the courtroom, present your evidence, and work out who done it, basically. They were just looking at me like, this sounds like the most boring game ever. And to be fair, when you describe it as you're a lawyer in a courtroom, then in real life, courtroom drama is not as exciting as two people with funny hair shouting objection at each other. Let's face it. Right. See, this level is hard because you need to really work out where the bouncing barrels are going to land, and weirdly they land in strange places. Now, it's been the bits that I've just done, easy, right? The bits that I'm about to do, difficult. I'm alright, I should be okay because I've got an Aku, so I can... right. Yeah, okay, you see what I mean? Before that was a safe place to stand. I think this is a safe place, yeah, that's good. So jump over here, yeah, there we go, look. Ah, I got Tawna, sweet. It's just trying to remember, and because my memory isn't very good, that makes it even more difficult. Alright, they're all going to blow up, aren't they? Ah! It's all good. Hi, Tawna. What are you doing there? You're acting as if you should be there. You will be there. God, I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah. Courtroom drama is not as interesting as two people shouting objection to each other. Over increasingly ridiculous cases involving the supernatural. Ah! Right, I'll just complete it because I've got the save point. Right, I think this is a safe spot, yeah. You can sort of jump around it, and there we go. And it's the last one as well. But it's so difficult to get it right and sort of work out where it's going to arc over you. It's tricky, man. So, I've got the save, yeah, that's fine, I'm going to try it again. Hopefully this time I'll get it. And if I don't get it this time, then I'll just finish it there, whatever. But yeah, Phoenix Wright is definitely a game I should stream one day. There's no dialogue. There's a bit of music, but it's it's DS music, so yeah. I would rather like to play the Game Boy Advance version because I feel like the DS version is just a little bit gimmicky. I mean, obviously it is the touchscreen, but DS games traditionally kind of difficult to record, mainly because it's a screen on top of another screen. It tends to get a bit vertical. However, the GBA version was never officially translated into English, and because of the limited space on the cartridge, it makes it surprisingly difficult to translate into English, even though the game has been translated into English for the DS release. There's also the HD versions on PC. Yeah, sure, fine, but they're really badly upscaled. That's an example of a lazy HD remake. It's not exactly insane levels, because, you see, the problem is, and Capcom seem to do this, Street Fighter 2 is another example. And you've also got Secret of Monkey Island, which is a really bad remake. Well, half really bad remake. That's a safe spot, that's good. This is also a safe spot. Oh, it was. Okay, let's give it one more go since I've still got stuff to say. Yeah, certain HD remakes, this is a topic for a video as well, this is definitely a video topic, are flipping fantastic. You've got Oddworld New and Tasty, you've got Spyro Reignited, you've got Nitro Fueled, and you've got Insane Trilogy. Flipping brilliant, beautiful, fantastic HD remakes. Then you've got stuff like Age of Empires 2 HD, which is a pretty lazy HD remake, but it's still functional. It's the same game. It's just been upscaled, so, I can take it. It works on modern systems. Well, whatever. Yeah, I will. I'm fine with that. I can play it, and it's had some quality of life improvements, maybe some bug fixes. Similar sort of situation to what you'd have with a community patch or something similar like that, which is what Age of Empires 2 actually had. So yeah, whatever. And then you've got the sort of HD remake where they just, I don't know, misguided HD remake is perhaps the best way of putting it. Also, I've lost Akiraku, so my chances have gone down quite a bit. But I'll persevere. Yeah, misguided in that the bits, just certain bits that they don't quite seem to realise about the original game, what made it so good. So in the case of Street Fighter 2, haha, I outsmarted you, barrel. Right, this is fine, yeah, good. In the case of Street Fighter 2, they did some... They illustrated new sort of manga style, or indeed anime style, since it is animated. Ooh, that was lucky. Yep, that was also lucky, yep. Balls! Shouldn't have done that, should I? Should have not taken the risk. I've still got stuff to say, so I'm going to restart. Wait for it to load. Yeah, okay, where was I? They illustrated and they did the characters in an anime style, which was great. It's fine. Done by Udon Comics, who did the comics. I'm not personally fond of the style that they went for, but that's just a personal thing. I just feel like the characters don't look like they did in the originals. In the original Street Fighter 2, specifically the later versions where they redid the portraits and, you know, the characters actually looked like real people. Yeah, so they did that. The problem with it is this. They may have redrawn all the frames, but they just redrew the frames that were already there, the frames of animation that were already there. Which is not a good idea. Imagine if they'd remade, if they'd done Insane, but they'd used exactly the same animation sort of skeleton and rigging as this Crash. And I'll show you the problem with that. The problem is this particular animation right here. Yeah? The one where he lands. Imagine if you had a HD model of Crash that had this slightly janky animation. It's fine because it's low poly and it is a game of its time. It's aged, you know. And these animations were fine at the time, but would not be suitable if you had a HD model of Crash. In a similar way, the old animations of the Street Fighter 2 characters, they're fine when you're working with a limited number of pixels, but they're not fine if you're working with very high resolution, newly illustrated graphics. And that is the problem I have with certain remakes. The other example that I like to bring up is The Secret of Monkey Island, which, yeah, that's just, that's not great. And that was even lower res, which means it has even fewer frames of animation. Oh, well, it's fine, I can survive. Yes, good. So, it's got exactly the same frames of animation, so Guybrush looks like he's floating around. What? All that, and I missed one stupid box. Well, yeah, it's fine. I'll get it next time. So it looks like he's gliding along the ground, and they've put even less effort into the NPCs, so they just look weird and wrong and bad. And then you've got something like Phoenix Wright, and Day of the Tentacle Remastered is another example, where they do that thing with the sprites where they upscale them with them algorithms, you know, the 2xi and waifu 2x and stuff like that. Like how I said waifu 2x. That's the one I usually use when I'm upscaling low-res Halo Reach backgrounds. And it works really well for that, static images. But when you're talking hand-drawn cartoons, essentially, that's what they are. They're cartoons. Pixely cartoons, but cartoons nonetheless. if you're remaking them, they really need to be hand-drawn cells. They need to be done traditionally, not by somebody in Illustrator just redoing them. That's what they did. That's what they did for the portraits in Insane Trilogy, and it looks a bit naff, but they can get away with that because the rest of it's so great. But that's what they did for the Day of the Tentacle remastered. They just upscaled it with one of them algorithms, and it looks god awful. And like I say, that game deserves to be upscaled properly and redrawn. So that's the 3 categories of remake, HD remake for me. You got the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's it. That's what you get. So anyway, well, that's a video topic, and that's one of the many ideas of videos that I have not yet done. But that'd probably be a pretty easy one to make. I just need to get hold of the HD Street Fighter 2, or maybe find some footage of it online. Because as far as I know, it can only be played on the 360 or contemporary consoles, so there'll be a way to do it, I'm sure. Anyway, that's been me. So that's another successful stream. Well, kind of successful. Pretty quiet this week, but hey, you can't win them all. I'm just going to come out and say it, whatever. It's fine. I enjoyed playing the game and I enjoyed talking. That's how I always do. That's why I stream every week. I just like to chomp. So, I'm just going to say thank you for coming along if you've been watching. I'd like to direct you to my Patreon. If you like what I do, or if you like what we do, because there's a couple of us that do the YouTube channel. Mostly just me, though. If you go... Well, first of all, yeah, go to my YouTube channel. You might enjoy it. There's more content like this there. There's some crusty old videos that you might not enjoy, but there's some nice new videos that you will enjoy if you've enjoyed this, because they're a lot better, much higher production value. We actually know what we're on about, and we don't ramble for 3 hours about nothing. So that's good. Yeah, go and visit the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate if you left a subscribe or just watched a few of the videos and left a few likes. That would be great. I would also like to direct you to my Patreon. If you like what I do, and if you really like what I do, then I'd appreciate that $1 a month. That would be super, super helpful. In return, and I've yet to upload any, but that's this weekend's job. In return, you will get some exclusive content. You'll get behind-the-scenes stuff. You'll get stuff that I haven't used, so stuff from the cutting room floor. You'll get old videos that I never got round to finishing, so you'll just get to see them. Lots and lots of nice material for you to see. And... so yeah, if you want to, any of the Patreon tiers will get you that, and you can also get colours on your name if you want to join the Discord channel. The Discord channel, have I set it up in Moobot? Have a heck, God's sake. So we have a Discord channel. I will just quickly set that up. In fact, I might as well set up in my this bot here. Commands. Let's add a command. In fact, I need to get the link, don't I, to the Discord. Broken Circus Lounge. So, edit invite link. No limit, expire after never. Generate a new link, please, Bob. Let's copy that. Oh dear, whack it into my bot. Command. Discord. Cost 0. Stream chat, yep. Enable true group. Well, there's only one group, so that's fine. Permission everyone, yeah. Response. Join the discussion. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. I can add a sound file as well. That's pretty cool. So there we go. Let's see if that works. Discord. Good one, bot. Streambot. Discord. It don't work. What? I've just typed Discord. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Because I forgot the exclamation mark. Good one, me. I didn't think you had to put it in. How do I edit it now? Edit. This bot is a little bit dodgy. That's fine. It's got a bang on it now. So, right. There we go. Testing stuff during stream. That's good. Doesn't need time to update. I'm gonna get this working, guys. There we are. So if you click that link, you can join the Discord. And yeah, just be able to chat. Maybe you might find someone else who enjoys the videos. And of course, if you are a Patreon subscriber, then you get to have a colour next to your name. Different tiers, different colours. That's really the only difference between the tiers at the moment. And I think that's how it's going to stay, because I don't really want to be locking stuff away behind loads of paywalls. I just want people to... I want communism in my Patreon. So yeah, if you want to go over there, and that might be good. You might enjoy it. And the final thing is, do go and follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/flom. And yeah, it's a crap name, but that's me. And yeah, follow me. You'll get updates. I'm trying to tweet more. It's just getting away with it while I'm at work. That's the main problem. Because if I'm on my phone every hour, then it's going to look a bit iffy, isn't it? Especially if I'm on my phone looking at pictures of video games. Yeah, that's not going to end well. Especially since my job is going to have quite a lot of responsibility to it. It's fine. So yeah, do go follow me on there. I'm trying to improve my presence on there. Especially since I want to sort of get the attention of certain YouTubers who I want to be friends with. There you go. That's it. And that's about it. So, thank you once again for coming along and suffering my ramblings. And I should really pause that. I'll see you all for the next one, where we'll continue Crash Bandicoot, 100% in it, and hopefully we'll get a bit further. So yeah, see you all then, and enjoy some tunes while you're here.